What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 90. Another 10 in the bag. We are 10 away from 100, guys. I had no idea we would be getting this close to 100, but here we are. I'm Anthony. I never really introduced myself. What's going on, guys? Always with me, my resident homies, Joel and Casey. What's going on, fellas? You guys are actually in the same house right now.
Yes, we
That's
are.
pretty wild.
Yep. It's downstairs. That's actually Joseph did the episode with Intronaut. What's his name? Fuck. Joe West. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, Joe. Right there too. So it's kind of.
And you guys try to prank us and dress the same and then switch places.
We changed clothes and then we switched cameras and stuff. And shout out to us because not to jump to the Chris Beattie thing, but that what you just heard is Chris Beattie, and it's really cool to like have it being like just boomed and like the song's done and then just Chris is actually here. It's like
I know we finally got him.
Like fucking
the intro
Bob
song.
to it. The intro song.
Cali Death Podcast intro song.
Yeah.
So it took us 90 episodes to have the guy who wrote our theme song get on here, and it's worth the wait, man. We've been excited about this for a while.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were talking pre-pod, and there was some attempts and schedules and all that kind of shit. And finally, dude, we've had Chris one or two post pods. You jumped in on some post parties and shit like that. So yeah, dude, and also Chris has he's the one who got me into to violently vomit, and it was all so perfect. The timing was perfect. He got me in, and I'm fucking there to see To Violently Vomit with Joseph. It was that was a great time in Vegas too. But yeah, dude, we got the Beatle himself. I used to fuck your name up in the beginning, dude. Remember that? I used to say,
what did you used to call it?
Beatle.
Oh,
Beatle, yeah. It's happened.
Hey,
so many episodes you're like, oh yeah, I gotta remember Christopher Beatle did the intro song.
Yeah, dude.
You do it like 3 hours in too. Like, oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. You always forget.
Yeah,
it's so good.
But so the backstory with Chris is, and why we know him, is because the professor. You guys were doing the transcending the realm and the dreamer stuff. Or wait, are you in transcending?
Just dreamer. I'm not.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking that you were
Embalmer.
In that too, but what's up? What's going on? What did I say? Give it up for Embalmer.
Yeah, this is the way you said it, like all confidently. Anthony was on stage.
And then you just hear a guy.
Embalmer, dude.
You hear the guy in the background. It's embalmed.
Dude, Anthony, you sound like you're in a cave. It's hilarious.
I know, dude. I have nothing to catch
everybody.
Should I turn it down? Is it too?
No, it's fine.
You're
fine.
Right.
I just wanted to. It's funny sounding. So why is that? Why all of a sudden?
I'm in an empty house, guys. This is going to be the last podcast I do from this place, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'll try and keep it down though. I don't want it to echo too bad.
No, I think it sounds cool.
That sounds good.
It's
all
exciting.
right, cool. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
So
it's a cave cast.
Cave dweller.
Yeah.
Joseph and Chris, they've been working in Dreamer for the longest time, which is a household name in the future, guys. A very near future. We've always been saying this. The Cali Death Podcast homies have always been saying that shit is gonna fucking blow. Not blow. It's gonna blow up. And
it's gonna blow.
It's gonna blow, dude. That's just gonna suck, dude. Fuck dreams, and if you, yeah.
No, I appreciate it. You guys were like kind of the first ones to, champion it. I feel like,
dude.
Like,
I mean, we've recognized it very quick, dude, and it blew our minds when we heard it. And we've always been proponents of pushing, helping whatever we could do to push that forward. And then back to the theme song thing, like you doing the theme song, and we got it, and we were just like, oh, dude. This is fucking perfect. This is exactly what this show should have as a theme song, So, how real quick before we get into you, I want to know like what inspired you? Was it Joseph asking you to lay some shit down, or did you get inspired, or what was it?
Yeah, so actually, I kind of figured that was going to be the first thing we were going to talk about. I don't know why. I just knew I was gonna come up.
But
like,
wait,
right away.
actually, before I'm going to cut you off, because we didn't do any fucking plugs or anything. We were already
Wait,
just like
real quick.
bullshitting. We real quick, dude. We need to do some plugs, dude. We need to. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
All right, that one. Yeah, we'll do that one first since you
Yeah,
keep
do that
flashing it over the screen, dude. It's the Shredding the Virus 2000 tour. It's 2000 tour. God damn it, I am fucking up tonight already. 2022. How do I even say the other band's names? I'm sorry, guys. It's
I've never even tried.
Aetherius.
Aetherius?
Aetherius. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I can't read the other one. I just know
Illuminus?
Hallucinus.
Illucinus.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Fuck,
See, this is another reason why we have you here with us, dude. But we know the homies in Ominous Ruin and Joseph's drumming for him, the professor shredding. They're going to be leaving in like a week, right? So
it's the 4th. So
yeah. So look
Tacoma.
at those dates, guys. If you're watching this, look at those dates. If that's coming near you, please go out and support, dude, because all that shit it's dope music. I got a taste of it on that one episode we did, and Ominous Ruin is gonna blow your mind. And every band on that bill is worthy to go out and spend some money, spend whatever cover charge. It's not going to be that crazy. Get out there and support, dude. Buy a T-shirt too while you're there, or a CD or something too, because we all know we need that gas money to get to the next venue. So battleforgecoffee.com real quick. Let's do that. Deeds of Flesh, get some coffee fix. Boom. And then I don't even know if we have T-shirts anymore. Joseph doesn't tell us anymore what our inventory is, dude. But if they go to CaliDeathPodcast.BigCartel.com and maybe they got something for you. They, like it isn't me. All right. And Chris, dude, let's get some plugs from you, dude. Obviously, you got the Dreamer shit we've been talking about.
Yeah, that's
which, by the way, I got the demo, the physical demo still.
Oh man,
right there. I put it in a nice little fucking thing, so it's not going to get fucked up. Because I know
does it have the sticker on it on that one?
Dude. Yep.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh
and then,
man.
What about? So you guys got a Bandcamp for Dreamer or anything like that?
Yeah, it's pretty much just the Bandcamp. I mean, all the socials are just Dreamer Metal. Should be easy to find. And then yeah, Bandcamp has all the tabs and the songs, for free, and not the tabs for free, but the songs for free. And then and the shirts.
Gotta buy those tabs, dude. You gotta play that shit. You gotta buy it, dude. Yeah. So what's up with Zenith? The same thing too. Like you're in Zenith, so you got plugs for Zenith?
Yeah, I think it's indie merch for the most part, and then I think there's a Big Cartel with same thing with like the tabs for the last couple songs.
Nice.
And then like a shirt or something on there. But I think those are the two places for Zenith.
Killer, dude. So now back into what we were talking about with the theme song. I want to know how that all came about.
Yeah, I think it was a weird thing. It's like I at my work I listen to podcasts like all day. It's like all I do. It's like this one, the Riff Hard, like Copper Crab. It's like always been on repeat throughout COVID. And so I noticed, I was like, oh, they all have like some little intro or like theme or song or something. And then you guys didn't, like it just started up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was telling Joseph like, oh, it'd be cool. Like if somebody did this. And then I was like, why can't I do it? Like, I had the idea, like, I was like, oh, it should be like a Deeds theme and like kind of reminiscent of that style and go through like some of those bands. And then I was just like, oh, I guess I'll try to do it. And then I threw a couple riffs together in that vein, and I think I just sent it to Joseph, just like the raw recording. I was like, yo, what do you think? And he was just like, make me a guitar pro, I'll do drums. Nice. And yeah, it was super fast. It was like maybe 30 minutes to an hour. It was all done.
Killer,
and
dude.
then, yeah, and then I think he sent to you guys and he's like, all right, they're down, just record it.
Yeah.
It was like the quickest thing, and it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever written.
Dude, we love it.
I'm like still stoked on it.
I still get stoked on it too, because we get to hear it while it plays doing the live thing, I think when, I don't know, if I'm telling the truth or not, but maybe it was put in afterwards before we did it live. Is that how we did it? Was it put on?
Oh, well, yeah, it was. We never got to hear it like every time. If we would listen to it, we'd go live and then we'd record it, and then Casey would add it.
Yeah,
as the beginning of it. Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
I get to like just jam out for a little bit before we start, like get me pumped for the show and shit. And
it's cool. It's got a lot of different influences that are like that's what I love about it. It's got like a little like hint of Deeds. It's got like like kind of a lot of the California kind of like influences.
Little Sever, little Disgorge.
It's kind of a sushi plate kind of song,
Yeah.
Like
that was the idea. It was like start with that Deeds like driving thing, and then I think I wanted to do some other Deeds kind of riff, and then it was like, well, I wasn't just going to like a consume like nonsense part, that whole like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was just like write a breakdown.
Yeah,
write a couple of slams, dude.
No, it was literally
right, exactly. Yeah,
dude. And it's like basically the first 4 episodes of the show too.
Yeah, that was the idea. It was like get the 4 of them.
Yeah.
And that's it's more than we could have ever asked for. It's like I'm sure this is another thing too with like the luck of this show and like how things have fallen into place along the way. There's podcasts that have been out there that probably went through fucking 20 different intros to find the perfect one for their show, and being connected with you, people like you and the professor adding to that too. It just like naturally just like, oh yeah, dude, here it is. And boom. Okay. This is awesome. We're going to go forward with this. And now it's like, everybody's like, oh dude, who did that shit? Even though it's like at the end of the intro, it says your name every single time. They're like, who did that song? Like,
yeah, I know. Right?
yeah.
What song is
that? It was like the quickest vetting process ever. We just heard it for like 10 seconds. We're like, oh fuck yeah, this is it.
and it's the perfect length too. It's the perfect length. Like it's not too long, not too short. It's right in the pocket, dude.
I think Joseph helped with that too, because it might have been like 4 bars longer or something, like a couple more repetitions in there, and then Joseph like cut it down and like made it pretty concise.
Hey dude, no, I'm very thankful that you guys went back and forth on that and made it what it is, because it is something that as one of the hosts of this show, I'm like, oh dude, this is a song. Now I'd like to hear, maybe we should expand it into like some full thing, and maybe I'll do some vocals over it or something, dude. Let's make
dude,
it
we
like
always said you should throw some vocals on it.
I know, but what would I say, dude?
So Cali
death, dude. The words are right there.
Go through all the different vocal styles of like the California scene.
Yeah, just get or maybe all 4 of the vocalists, get fucking Matty Way.
That's a better idea. Just have each person sing like a part,
but we'll only say Cali Death, and everybody just takes a syllable.
Yeah.
Cal, E. Yeah.
Silliness.
Oh my god.
This idea is almost silly as my stupid shirt I'm wearing right now.
Nah, I like that shirt, dude. Palm trees.
I got it on Amazon, like sale, dude. Yeah, it's great. But
it's totally Cali Death.
It works, dude.
Joel let me do laundry today, and so I'm stoked. I've been on vacation for almost a week, so I'm like out of clothes, and it's cool, man. We had a good time. We got to party, so we got to see. I got to see Anthony and Joel in person on Saturday night.
Saturday, it was rad.
First time in a couple of years that we've all hung out together. It's so sick.
Right.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
I got to see Joel just a few times at like shows and shit, as soon as we started going back to shows. But yeah, it was something special to be with you guys this last weekend, no doubt. So quick though, like when time, that old saying, time flies when you're having fun. It literally was a blip for me, dude.
Yep. After 7 gallons and stuff, like it was
7 G's, dude. I don't know if we want to put him on blast, but
no, I won't put him on blast. We're calling him 7 gallons now, so that's all. I won't say why.
Let's just say it was a wild night. That's all.
It was a wild night. We went pretty big.
Yeah. All right. Enough about our fun. I want to talk to Chris about his shit, dude. I'd like to dig in on this guy. You know, you've been watching the show for a long time, so you know what I'm going to say right now, which is,
how we do things around here.
Yeah, you know how we
Back
do
to
it
the
on this
beginning.
show. Take it
You
back
should, hey,
to
Chris,
the
can
beginning, dude.
Chris, can you say it for him? Just like do the intro of it. Oh, okay.
What's going on, guys? Cali Death Podcast.
You were frozen right there.
Resident homies.
You were
Oh, I
frozen.
really-
Your face was hilarious right there. There it is.
Oh, no, it happens to everyone. Right?
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Oh man, right when it.
Oh, it's the
Oh,
best.
man.
Mine's all chill, dude. That sucks.
Oh, what happened? You were so good until. All right.
Is it still messed up? I'm all good on mine.
Yeah, but you're just.
No, you look
all right,
great.
you got to smile
That's good
now.
now.
It's okay. We got some good
Oh, there it
shots.
is. You're moving now. You're moving.
It's great, man. Perfect.
Yeah, that looks
Um,
perfect.
All right.
Yeah. From the
He's
beginning.
moving.
There it
Back.
is. You're back.
Now we lost vocals.
No, you're good.
Oh.
You're good. You're fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Fuck.
This is my favorite. Remember that one
We
with
just
the Black
lose him
Dahlia murder?
completely. Oh
I
yeah.
think we're about to.
I started talking.
He's like, yeah.
Like,
He's got the Post Malone fucking like auto tune on.
it's totally an Alan situation, dude.
Oh my god!
Didn't Alan be like,
That was the best way. He's like, "Bah, bah, bah."
Yeah. Shit, dude. You guys
Are you on
killing
Pirate
me.
Bay too? Like downloading a bunch of movies or something?
What's going on? I'm like, everything is going fine for me. It hasn't frozen or anything.
Interesting. Yeah, you're the only frame that's kind of frozen. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe a reset. Are you on a computer? Maybe like reset.
Yeah.
are you on? Yeah.
Probably just log. We'll chill for a second. If you want to
We
reset
could chill for a second. It's all good.
Maybe I'll try getting out of the stream.
Yeah, logged out and logged back on. Ain't
Dang.
no big thing. That was so funny though, dude. But it totally threw me back to the Allen thing.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. So it started with.
Oh, he's back.
Oh no, you're back now. You're back now.
Is it good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Nice. Dude.
If it happens again, I'll just like exit out or something. See.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Close
fine now.
Pirate Bay, so no, it's fine.
Yeah, all my downloads there,
Yeah.
my torrents.
Torrents.
All right,
So yeah,
let's do it, dude.
I,
Back to the beginning, dude. Time machine style.
yeah. So I grew up in a very like musically inclined and appreciating family. My
Killer.
my dad's a musician and has
What
done
did you
it.
play?
He plays guitar and he sings.
Sick.
And he's done all sorts of stuff. Like he was doing, like in the 80s, he was doing like pop kind of stuff. Like he was out in like London doing that.
Oh,
and
wow.
then, yeah, he's been all over. And then in the 90s, like early 90s, he was in this like funk metal, like rock band called Coup d'etat. And like
Oh,
they would
shit.
play in like with Fishbone and
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say
in that
Fishbone.
scene. Yeah, it was totally in that world. And he was a vocalist, so like he has some of his cred, you know.
Yeah.
Some cred. But yeah, most of my life he was doing like singer-songwriter stuff. But there were always guitars and like ukuleles and keyboards, like everything was in the house.
What about
so I grew up
mom?
with that.
Was she a
Yeah,
player at all?
mom played a lot actually. In high school, she was a total metalhead. Like
Oh wow.
Shit.
learning
Interesting.
like Randy Rhoads stuff. Like we still have her guitars. Like those are kind of the ones I started on. Like a
Holy shit.
like a nylon and then a Takamine like Explorer. So
Rip, dude.
like, yeah, guitars are everywhere. Metal was present like pretty much since day one.
Yeah, once you were born, you were just it was.
That's the first time
you
I
were
think the
surrounded.
mom has been the like a mom being a metal influence. I think it's
Yeah.
the first episode.
Hey,
big
you know
one.
what? What a coincidence. Because Dreamer is Metal for Moms. actually.
Metal for
Metal
moms.
for
Yeah,
moms.
that's right.
So, what a coincidence that comes from a dude whose mom is in the. I don't know. I'm just saying. Sorry, I didn't want to.
There we go, dude.
Well, let's
yeah, bring
do
it
a little
back,
back.
just
What,
Bring
was
it- yeah,
that-
just
your
my mom hit
is
me up.
into it, yeah.
Yeah, my mom hit me up just out of nowhere. Like has doesn't watch the podcast. It just goes like, "Have you heard of this metal band called Dreamer? They're like really cool." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Out of everyone,
bullshit, dude.
anyone that you could bring up, like a like a kind of an indie project that like coming from LA or something, like she knows all the like signed shit you can listen to that's everywhere, like all the big stuff that's plastered everywhere. She doesn't ask me about that, but she asked me about Dreamer, and I'm like, "What the?" My brain was just like, "Where did you learn that from?" What, like, there's no way you just brought that out of nowhere. And she's like, "Oh, I'm watching the videos online and they're great." And I'm just like, just watching
So
you play
insane.
guitar, and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like blew my mind. Anyways, that's where the last episode or episode before was like Metal for Moms was like the joke because Casey said that like he was wearing a Dreamer shirt and like a mom came up to him and was like, "Oh, that's a really cool shirt." Like, so it was like, and your mom's the biggest influence, so we got a trifecta now,
We actually, one of our friends, like at the place I work, she's also a mom, and she has the shirt, and she loves the shirt.
Yeah,
wears
it's a
it all
great
the time.
logo.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, it's a great cut. Like, it's a great
Yeah.
logo. Like, maybe it is
Hell
Metal
yeah.
for Moms."
It is Metal for Moms, dude. Thank you.
It's not a
Untapped
maybe, it's for
market.
sure. Yeah. No, I think it's awesome, man. It's really cool.
I'm gonna go show my mom Dreamer this weekend now and see.
You should film when you do. Like,
it's-
"Hey, I got this shirt for you. What do you think?" And just see what she says or something like that. Like, or show the logo to her and see if she's like, "Whoa, this is really cool." Like, she like loses it over it. Like, what the fuck? It is actually Metal for Moms.
It's metal for fucking metalheads too, guys. Come on.
Oh yeah. It's so sick. I mean, yeah. I mean, Chris knows how much I've like championed
dude.
Dreamer and stuff. Like, I'm
Yeah,
like
of course.
all about it. When I first heard it, I was like, Jesus Christ, like this is bananas. Are you frozen right now, Chris? Look at that smile.
Hey, at least he's
That's a good
It's
picture,
clear.
though.
That's a clear one.
Well, it'll be
He's a
easy to get a
handsome-
he's a
screenshot
handsome
for the clip, you know? Oh, yeah.
What I wonder if he's making a noise like "ee."
2 minutes, man.
man, but what if,
Yeah.
dude,
He could be
Yeah,
whistling.
well, hey,
Oh,
no,
this is
no.
technology,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
This is
We
this
got
is how
device
we.
not connected.
Sometimes a podcast that's free, you end up with technical difficulties, dude.
Yeah, dude, chat, dude.
A little quick
Battleforge.com.
battle forge.
Let's
No,
see.
but all right,
he's
guys.
still
Then
frozen in the corner.
it's just me. It's us three until he figures it out again. So
Well, I think it's the internet. It's not figuring.
let's
it
talk
out.
about let's talk about All Realm real quick. How's that recording? Oh, there he
Am I
is.
back?
All right.
Yeah,
back.
sorry.
Yeah,
I don't
there we go.
know. My internet's like totally fine all day, and then we start this, and it just is down.
That's
The
how it goes.
universe. That's the universe
Terrible.
testing you, bro. It's always gonna get you.
It's
We're-
bananas, dude.
So we'll see. It might go in and out. It usually doesn't, but
Yeah, I feel like if you were like, I think if you wear the hot dog suit, it will kind of help like transmit
yeah.
the Wi-Fi better.
yeah, of course.
It's like a beacon of Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But anyways, your mom was listening to metal, which is like I said, the first time I've ever heard someone. It's always
That's
like an
rarity.
uncle, a brother, or a dad.
Mhm.
I've never heard like it's always usually pretty male. I mean, not to like make it gender, but like it's always a male figure in someone's like life that's like, "Oh, check this. Oh, you like that? Check this out." But it's never been like your mom going, "Hey, check out Randy Rhoads." Like that wouldn't be like a thing I've ever heard. I mean, it hasn't been.
Yeah,
Oh, is he frozen again?
he is. God damn it. Well, at least he freezes it like handsome.
He freezes very nicely.
He freezes handsome, dude.
Yeah, that's a nice freeze. If I were to freeze, I would say that this is like best case scenario.
But to go off of like the mom thing, or like just like moms could be involved in the influence, but it's usually not metal.
Yeah, totally.
It's the
Oh, my
other
mom was
stuff.
she was involved with like my mom would show me like John McLaughlin and Al Di Meola and like stuff like that. She would show me like really
What the
cool
fuck,
stuff.
dude. Like my mom
Yeah.
was. I mean, I love my parents' music and stuff, but they never went that deep. It never went past like just we're gonna put on something to be in the background type deal.
Yeah.
But like you'd still listen to like Peter Cetera and shit, and you're like, oh, dude, that reminds me of rocking out in the Ford Thunderbirds. They don't even make them anymore. She would drive us in a Thunderbird, and she'd be blasting like Peter Cetera, or like getting into the 90s, like Alanis Morissette. She fucking played that album out so hard, dude. Like,
Oh yeah. My mom too.
One Hand in the Pocket, whatever song that is, like fucking.
My mom played that. She played like this is not very fun conversation. She talked about fucking. She
Why
played like
isn't it?
live, that band live, like like Lightning Crashes.
Yeah,
like,
dude, live's great, dude.
Yeah. She would just play. She had like random shit that she was into. Yeah. That she like loved like her.
Do you remember the music videos, dude? He had like that little like he's bald, but he had like the ponytail in the back, and he like spun it around and shit. And like,
kind of ahead of his time with that.
Dude, shit's good. Dude. Lightning Crash is a heavy song. It's like, oh man.
I remember actually, I have a funny memory of like karaokeing that at Casey's house, like because I hadn't really gone into the lyrics.
Dude, totally.
But I remember like having to read like I was like her placenta falls to the ground. Like I didn't know that was a lyric. I'm all her placenta. Holy shit! I didn't know it was like
I remember you
placenta
singing that, dude. I remember now.
I was like, damn, he's going heavy in that.
And you're all like trying to be serious. You're like,
it was my first time hearing placenta in that song. I was like, oh shit, now I can never unhear it. You know.
All right, here we go. Third attempt.
We're gonna watch the spin.
Watch the wheel turn.
So he's there almost.
He's there almost.
That wheel is him.
Yeah.
That's a nice
kind of there. Yeah.
That's but yeah, dude. So the mom stuff, but being influenced by your parents' stuff, no matter what, it's gonna stick with you. Like even if it's like,
totally.
Are we back, or did he freeze right as he got back in? All right. God damn it.
Oh, there you are.
All right.
Sorry.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at the world, dude.
Yeah.
He stubbed his toe sandals.
Maybe if it happens again, I should like hop on
reset the router
or something. Or
yeah. Okay, that's all good. We got shit to blab about for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're blabbers.
So back to live.
Yeah, back to Alanis Morissette. So what was your, yeah, so your mom was like showing you that stuff. All right, let's from there.
Yeah, keep going from the mom. Yeah, I mean, I kind of just of it was like the early 2007. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Your little.
We can't hear you.
Let's try the phone, bro.
Yeah, let's try something different. We'll blab for a little while.
Dude, the chat is going off on him too. Dude, I can just see people just.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That sucks. I mean, it's one of those things out of your control. So it's like, this is the it's happened to me before too, where like Casey texts me, he's all, dude, you're like frozen right now. And I'm like, shit, I don't know. I look great right now. Like not great. I mean, I think I'm like not that attractive.
You fucking always look great, dude.
No, but I was like my video's all high def and shit. And I'm just like, I'm just stuck like, like I'm just completely fucked on it. But yeah, anyways,
dude,
it's
what's funny about it is like our big talk up, like we finally got him, dude. Like, you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know about this fool, dude. Like we need to tell you what's up, dude. Theme song, boom. Dreamer, boom.
And then it's just like
Zenith, boom.
Mike's frozen.
Oh my god, I love it. I mean, I don't love it, but it's actually pretty funny.
I mean, it's human.
When it's out of your control,
dude.
It's just like
it's human shit. We're fucking with. I mean, we're fucking with technology, dude. And believe me, I'm the last person that knows about the technology on this show, dude. So
it's weird. I mean, I remember during COVID, it really would change things because a lot of people working from home and stuff. So like at certain times, there would just be fucking everyone online at once and just like would fuck everything up. Be all like choppy ass fucking internet, and because everyone's like doing the full thing. So
yeah, I have the best option, or not option, but the best possible internet I could get at this house because nobody else is here, and I'm
not your neighbors.
I'm into it's not my neighbors. It's not the one that I started this. Yeah, I started it on my mom's shit, on my parents' shit, and then came here and was doing the Wi-Fi on the neighbor shit, and then finally we got internet here, and I'm plugged into the internet, so if I'm not fucking with any Wi-Fi or anything. Which next week I'm gonna be like nomad type deal, dude. I don't know where I'm doing this thing next week. Which next week, guys, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna say who, but oh shit,
rhymes with Garth Brooks.
we got Jim Carrey coming on.
It's another oh shit. I mean, the Paul Masvidal one was a big oh shit. This is another big oh shit. If we can, and so far it's still locked in. So that's another thing too with these. So a little behind the scenes, it's like you can have somebody on the hook for one of these shows all the way up until that week, and then all of a sudden some shit can go down. So behind the scenes, we have had to a few times like scramble and get a episode together for you guys. But that's another thing too about this show is that we we try our hardest, and I think we got a pretty good batting average on getting that weekly episode out to you guys, you know. And
I think a lot of it too has to do, I mean, we've made a lot of mistakes with what's it called, with the time zone differences. Like we'll like tell them like, oh, it's at 10 p.m. and we don't say Pacific or something, and they're on the East Coast and they're like, what's up, like what's, or like vice versa, and they're on all early like in the afternoon for us, and I'm like, no dude, it's like 3 hours, you know what I mean? And there's been a couple of those, but yeah, it's just, you know,
and there's also
their own lives.
What's funny is the time, even though we totally say Pacific Standard to all of our people, there's always that one time like, oh shit, I thought it was my time, you know? Or vice, you know, and but yeah, just to let you guys know that we work hard on this shit to make sure that we have an episode for you guys every week, and we've never really had to do one on our own without a guest. We always end up having somebody to talk to, you know?
Definitely.
And I like the consistency. I mean, we've only missed a few weeks, like maybe a month's worth of episodes scattered around, you know, like a week here, a week there, like, but it's not something that we just always want to make sure that we're here for you guys every week, you know, because
definitely
we love doing it and we love having you guys, you know, for the lives now and hearing about what up.
Probably should wait till Casey until he's got it like dialed in. Casey just I was waiting for him to get still.
I can sit still.
Okay, cool.
I was just trying to see like if I can put it anywhere, but it should be cool. Okay.
Yeah, you look great. This is like
All
this is the highest definition technology right here.
Good old phone, dude.
Yeah, damn.
It's better than the webcam.
And you sound fine, dude.
Cool. Maybe this is how it has to roll. Just gotta hold my phone for a few hours.
Hey. Thank you.
Definitely. All right, here we go.
Yeah, sorry, it's all.
No, I like the improv.
Dude, don't apologize, dude.
Yeah, the Scott Carstairs episode too. I remember there was one where there was like an issue where like he couldn't get in, and then like while the episode was live, it was like a new. We just started going live, and I remember like he just couldn't get in, so I had to like jump off and like, you know, help him, and he just came in, and it was fine. So it's like sometimes there's a lot of improv, obviously going live. You got to like figure out technical. It's like being on stage. You got to figure out like the fucking the chord's bad, or you know, like all that shit. So I appreciate you roadieing yourself on this.
It's just tech, dude. I hate tech.
It's super tech.
Tech sucks.
Like Casey still has to send it to me in email because I just can't. I don't even know how to sign on to my Instagram on the computer, dude. I literally only use that shit on my phone, so I don't know my password. It's just I hit the app and then I'm in there. Like I forget what and it's always you don't remember your password. So Casey still has to send it to me in email just so I can do.
Well, so the thing we're using now, actually, it's not like Zoom where you have to log in with the password. Actually, just it's streams from the site. So you just.
I know, but I'm saying my Instagram password.
Oh, okay. But the funny part is that like I send it to people like when we're going to do the show. It's like, okay, here's your link for the episode to log into. But I have to make sure that they know that it's like you don't post that because that would like have everyone could just log in.
Yeah.
Crazy like 100 people.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
Shout out Nicole and Justin. Nicole's on my side. Yeah, just have somebody else do it for you. Have your man do it for you. She just said Justin does all her tech. Boom. Yeah. That's the same boat I would be in.
Definitely.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
So
now you're clear.
The Beatles' mom. We
can't get past this, man. Stuck on it.
I promise we got this right now. If it freezes right now, then the whole broadcast will just go down. Just kidding. But yeah, no, we got this. So Oh no, he froze right as I said that.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Really? Oh my god, dude. He is like cursed on trying to spit his story out, dude.
Maybe the world can't know. It's like a scary, like,
And again,
mythological...
he froze on a great picture. Like he's
This is just the whole episode tonight, guys. So
yeah, that's fine, dude.
Yeah, it's got to be the
I
Wi-Fi.
mean, it's not fine. I want to hear Chris's story.
No, we're kidding, dude. It's a joke. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He needs
How
to
far
use
is he
his
from
phone.
Justin? Drive over to Justin's, dude.
A young Thor, dude.
He is a young Thor.
He
Whoa,
is.
I didn't even put that together, but he is.
There
And
we go.
he's like a whole head taller than me too. I'm a
Damn. Oh, there, that, and it begins. It's let's remove, but yeah, it's a thing, you know. So I think
Dude,
I think
did you see-
Justin's on something. It's something. But also, yeah. How far, Justin? How far are you from Beattie? Let's see. He showed up for a second, left again. Oh my god.
That's hilarious, though, dude. I mean, he's probably shitting right now. He's like, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah, for me, even when that happens, it's happened a few times. Like I'm like, you know, here 90 episodes or whatever. Like I'm like, what the fuck's going? You know, like I'll get like super pissed off, and it will like ruin my time because like you're like, you sound all fucked up, Joel. What's going on with you? I'm like,
Did I piss you off on that last?
no, you didn't piss me
episode?
off. It just
Oh,
pissed me off.
okay.
Like it was during like the part of that Paul Masvidal episode that was like the fucking heaviest hitting part.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, my voice was just shitting on like the whole thing, and like Paul couldn't even hear me. That's how bad it was. He was like, he just kept going because my mic was so fucked up that he was like, it was not even apart from to stop. He was like, nope, I can't hear anything. So,
Well, Chris, if you listen to this afterwards, dude, we're not mad at you at all, dude.
oh, we're not mad.
You know,
This is fucking
we're
weird.
not
I'm a
even mad
little
about
bit.
it
I'm a
happening.
little bit
It's actually
Yeah, Casey's super pissed, but
no. I think that these types of things just show
Just kidding.
the reality of the situation. Like we call ourselves a show, but this is literally just broadcasting a conversation that we're having through a Zoom situation. It's not Zoom, but it's the same.
so he's
type
10
of
minutes
deal.
from Nicole and Justin. So
We can talk for fucking 10 minutes, dude. Get in the car, Chris.
yeah,
Beat it out, dude.
Beatie it
Beetle it out, dude. Beetle it out, dude.
God damn. But yeah, so fuck, there was something I wanted to talk about, but went away.
Well, we,
It was like a time filler.
I got one.
All
Yeah,
right,
go
let's
for it.
hear it.
Or chat, what do you got? Throw some funny shit in the chat. We'll
Oh
bring
yeah,
you guys in.
dude.
Well, we got to record with Zach.
Oh yeah, let's
yeah.
talk
Haven't-
to all realm for a minute.
We
I'm
haven't
going
seen
in tomorrow
Zach
morning.
in 12 years. I hadn't.
Zach Oren
Zach Oren
from
at,
Castle Ultimate. I mean, I'm sure there's. I mean, I know that Nicole's.
It's not
recorded
Castle
with them.
Ultimate anymore, though, right? What is it? Shark
It's Shark Bite. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Casey, tell him about like how Rob Flynn from Machine Head's just like there all the time. Like he's just like
man.
always there, like watching the recording. I'd be like, I mean, putting your shit down. Like, could you get out of here, dude? Like, like burn my eyes. Like, it was like it was a big album for me. Like, I don't want like one of my early like influences just going like, so go for it, dude. Go.
Yeah, I had this like flow going. I was all comfortable, had a good time, and then we took a break, and then like all of a sudden, for the first time out of the whole session, he just comes into the room, and I'm just like, oh, I recognize him. I know who that is, And he's just standing there, super chill, like listening. And it was time for me to go back in and start tracking again. And I was like totally not warmed up, and I started like, oh, and then stopping and starting and like do it again, I was just all starting to get nervous, like, God dang it. He's like in there just, and I was like. But then it came out super cool. But it was just like those first few minutes, I was just kind of like, oh man, someone's watching me play. And it's
It's something about like recording is kind of brutal with like when you have a bunch of people like watching, I don't know, it adds like another element of like the nervousness. They call it, what's that, red light anxiety or whatever when it's on record.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you have other people on top of that just watching, and you're like, fuck, like.
It's hard enough having Zach watching you. You're just like, oh, shit. He just stops you, just like, all right, that was sloppy dude again. You're like, okay. Like, it's all good. He's amazing. No, he's
he's
great
usually right.
producer,
So it's
great
like
engineer.
he kind of he'll just be like, let's just do it again. And you're like,
yeah,
all
I
right.
love it.
Rather
He's great
than-
to work with.
Yeah.
I'm watching the chat while you guys are talking. I'm gonna say Jedi. Shout out to Jedi Grind, aka Murray
Fuck yeah.
Fitzpatrick, and I'm gonna say you're wrong though, bro.
What do you say?
The next one after his ha ha ha, he's thinking he's next. I would love to have Rob on, and I think we are gonna, now that has happened, we're gonna try and pursue that. But no, that's not who I'm talking about next week. Next week is it's
yeah, he's mixing Nicole's band, Cali. So
nice.
yeah,
Cool.
Zach's been on our list since the beginning of this.
We're totally gonna
I've been talking to him.
Yeah,
I've been talking to him about it for a while.
It's not that we can or cannot get him, but it's just like, to give you guys break the fourth wall, it's pretty wild trying to get all the guests and
there we go.
So getting the guests and scheduling everybody on their time, and making it work with our show. We're only doing it on a Thursday night. Like, we have rarely had to switch the day that we usually do the show. And I'm grateful for that, because it was, the day that we all could meet up and do. But it's like getting guests together is it's an everyday thing for us, constantly talking to people. But Rob is definitely somebody that ever since I knew he had a podcast, I always like, oh yeah, dude.
I saw their setup. We went into their room and I saw their whole podcast setup and everything. It was sick. It was like, oh, you guys really have like an actual sick setup with like multiple mics, like for like one table and the whole deal and everything. Really, dope.
Right. And I'd love to eventually. I mean, since we're so spread out, it's hard for us to ever get in the same room together. And but yeah, dude. I mean, the fact that, like, you're saying that they have the 6 setup and we're just doing our best with what we got. Like, it's pretty cool that we've gotten in this thing this far. So kudos to you guys as the fans. And I love my resident homies. I couldn't be now for how long we've been doing it. It's like, how could I not be hosting this thing with these guys, and I'm missing the professor again.
He should be on soon.
His work schedule's getting in the way of the Thursday night thing, but yeah, dude,
it's temporary, I think.
But
yeah,
we have a lot of things in store, a lot of still, new plans and goals and all that kind of stuff, dude. So we're excited about this thing still this far into it,
It was pretty surreal waking up in the morning after the Paul Masvidal one and being like, dude,
when we finished that episode, dude, I literally just smiled myself to sleep. I smiled myself to sleep that night.
Yeah. I was so stoked. And yeah, he's such a cool guy. And he's like, it's like part of it's like almost like a homie now. We're like talking to him.
We're all chatting, texting. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
To come hang out and shit and like go hiking and stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's Paul just showing up. Let's go for a hike. I'd be like, yes, dude. Whatever you want, dude.
Throw on your Vans and pull up those black socks, dude, and get going, dude.
Yeah, he was an amazing guest. Wow, that was so cool.
Yeah, no, it was more than we could ever ask for that episode, dude. And yeah, dude, I just everything we talked about for the 4 hours. God, we had DiGiorgio. I mean, we already said this on the last episode, but DiGiorgio and Masvidal, 4 hours plus each. Like, as a podcast, what else could you ask for in this genre, this underground shit that we're trying to make this thing surrounded by? It's
like the biggest honor for us, like such an honor,
And we're always worried too. Yeah, it's a huge honor. We're always worried, like, like they're a big deal, so we're like, don't want to take too much of their time, and then it ends up going the longest. It's such a trip how that works. I'm like kind of like making sure, like, watching them, be like, dude, if they start getting tired and over it, because we go a long time sometimes.
You get a little too sensitive about that.
I do, but I read people's pretty well. I can read people.
Yeah, but you didn't read them that well, because I didn't for like an hour and a half after you were saying that you thought he looked like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for sure, it's just like respect too, because it's 3 hours ahead, so it was like, people got to sleep there.
Well, I'm on the side of this is our show, dude. We want to get every single thing out of him. So it's like, if he wants to stay on, I'll stay on as long as he wants, dude.
No, definitely. No, I get that. Sometimes I'm just being respectful of the time zone.
Respect our show too, bro.
Fuck you.
What's up?
Yeah, totally.
He would have called it if he wanted to call it, dude.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, dude, I already said this, we got big things planned, but this thing is not slowing down anytime soon, and I'm grateful that I get to do this every single week. I've already said it many times. This is my filler shit, is just loving our deal and loving you guys, dude. Loving the fans, and literally, if this is your first time listening to this thing, like, hang out, bro. We're gonna be doing and chicks, we're gonna be doing this for a long time, dude. So subscribe and like and do all that shit, because it gives us a little boost too. Try not to step on my toes. Wait.
Oh, dude, feet pics.
Wait, did you really just add that right now?
No, it's already there. We never used this though. It's funny. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
like and
because you brought it
subscribe.
up. We're just
Exactly,
we're just playing around with some,
Totally,
things
dude.
here.
But yeah, no,
blah.
we're stoked that and Casey's gonna be here, and then we have our buddy Riley's coming into town next week and throwing out vocals. So like things are coming together, and they're sounding really good. Like we got a little whenever you record, you get kind of that like mixed, like a quick mix of things to listen to, and I'm just like, fuck, it's actually like taking a life of its own kind of thing.
So
Zach's so stoked on it.
so okay, this is funny. So so I haven't seen Zach in like exactly about 12 years, and the last time I saw him was recording Polarity, Decrepit Birth, like in 2010 or 2009 at the end, whatever. And it was in the same studio, same place, and just like I left there 12 years later, walked back in, hey, like, what's up? Like, we're recording this whole thing again, and he's been really positive and stoked on like this new project. We're doing this All Realm project, and the drums have come out great. He's done an amazing job. It's sounding awesome. But he brings up stuff from the past, like, oh yeah, like I remember recording that Decrepit album, and like there was some times where you just like played some stuff, and I was just like, is this even music? Like, I can't. What is this? Like, this is so bad, I can't even use it. Like on some beat I did, or something sloppy, or something on the take, and I was just dying laughing. I'm like, wow. He's like, you're just so funny.
Let's bring in Christopher Beattie right here, dude.
Oh shit, yeah.
There he is, dude.
Christopher Beattie, everybody.
Hello.
Justin Beattie, dude.
Chris, your internet's working a lot better now.
You're getting it all ready for him before he gets there?
Yeah, I'm all ready, dude.
That a boy, dude. You're a bro, homie.
I know. That's awesome.
That's so nice of you, dude.
Got the vibe going for the boy. Damn, I didn't get the yellow logo memo.
Oh, dude, yeah. What's up, dude?
I need to go change.
Oh, I know, right? I was about to say that too. He's got one too. Beattie's got one too.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right,
and then Casey's got yellow in his shirt too. Yeah,
maybe I should wear my one shirt too.
Yellow's the color of the night, dude.
There you go.
Dude, thanks for setting it up for him, dude.
Dude, no problem.
That was some crazy shit. That was like the worst fucking connection we've ever dealt with.
For all the audio listeners, we got Justin McKinney here from Zenith Passage. He's hosting. What's up, buddy? You're
impromptu hosting... third or fourth episode. Wait, is it the third time you've been on it? Because it was.
I guess technically this. Well, yeah, third time because I was on with Nicole's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy, dude. The Zenith episode, and then you popped in on Nicole's.
We were talking to Zach a bunch about Zenith. Like, I
fucking love Zach.
I know everything now about Zenith. I was like, whoa, I know the whole story.
He told you that whole thing with Keen.
But dude, man, just about the recording and like how it came out, and then all the new stuff, and man, I'm so stoked. You guys were so fucking sick on that tour.
Joel was the one who turned me on to Zenith first.
It was so good.
That first EP, you had a hard copy of it, and I think I'll remember. I remember the time that you showed it to me, which we were going to the mall, and I remember you and I went to like a GNC after that, and we were like looking at vitamins and fucking like. But on the way over there, we were listening to that first Zenith EP, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude, what's up?"
Here's a question for you: when you get in the
new, that new Zenith soon. We're working out some label logistics right now, dude. Is this good?
I mean, yeah you were fine. Yeah,
it's got to have the perfect shot, dude.
Over there's not okay. Right there, you're centered right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have this weird 2 monitor setup, so it's hard to find the center. I usually put my camera on my other TV, like too high.
The banana, you got 3 monitors, don't you?
Yeah, I got the one on the top here. That's what I use when I stand up when I stream.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hey, real quick, can you go to the settings and turn off echo cancellation under the audio?
Yeah. Is it all fucked?
It's just like cutting out a little bit.
Okay.
And I can hear myself talking now.
Check.
So turn it back on.
I just muted my monitor. Is it fine now?
Test 1 2 2. I can hear myself. Ah.
Check.
That's good. That's good.
This is the funniest fucking tech bullshit episode.
Such tech.
It's a technical difficulty metal show.
Difficulties.
Paul Gilbert.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
working out
speaking of
label
Paul Gilbert.
Logistics. What's up?
I was talking, as you just mentioned, Paul Gilbert. Scott and I went to hang out with James from Black Crown Initiate, and we met them at the Rainbow Room. And we drove by the whiskey, and on the marquee it said Paul Gilbert.
Yeah, dude, my drum teacher is playing drums with them. My old drum teacher. He showed a picture of him standing out in front. Bill Ray, shout out, dude.
It's the guy that like taught Casey when
when I was in high school.
Yeah.
That's
so cool, man.
Yeah,
Dude, he's such a G.
Yeah, I love Paul Gilbert.
I know.
Dude. He's like one of my favorites for sure.
It was sick. I wish that we could have gone, but we didn't realize. We saw the crowd outside, and we were like, "Damn, dude! Like there's a lot of people to see Paul Gilbert. It's like sold out." But they didn't look like a Paul Gilbert, guitar nerd crowd. It was like all like kind of MySpace era looking people and
wine drinking dads.
What does that mean?
MySpace era. And like
I love it.
The hair with the little crimp thing. I don't know. The emo kid look.
Okay, yeah.
And then we are at the Rainbow Room, and then all of a sudden all these people came in. Mark Akubo was there. Like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? And then he's like, "Oh, I'm playing bass in Dance Gavin Dance." Like, wait, what?
From
So it was a Dance Gavin Dance concert.
Vela Maya, yeah.
But they, I guess they changed the marquee, and we're like, "What the fuck?" Paul Gilbert's got a sick ass crowd, dude.
Awesome. That's crazy.
It's a bunch of people just all like fucking ready to pit it up for Paul Gilbert.
Yeah, dude. Like Racer X coming through.
Yeah.
So what's
awesome.
this Dance Gavin Dance? I've heard that name before. What is that all about?
I haven't really listened to him, but I mean, it's like great guitar playing.
So they're metal?
I guess they're like metal, like more like I guess in the pop side of things. I'm not a one to really ask. I haven't really listened to him, but I just know that Will Swan guy's a great guitar player.
Will Swan, okay.
Post-hardcore, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's got
that sounds like a post-hardcore band. Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah.
It's like Tony Tap Dance Extravaganza, like something like that.
You're right inside my head, dude. Because the dance, but that's like tech metal shit.
Okay.
Tony Tap Dance is great.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I remember getting their first. It must have been an EP, but then I realized that they got like bigger and better production too. Like that's like that whole Black Market Activities era of off the tail end of Dillinger type deal that was going on back then.
Yeah.
Like when Odious was a thing in the early 2000s, that's like what was bubbling up. Like I remember even trying to get Odious signed to Black Market Activities, but I handed him a copy of Devouring, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, here's their old album because I'm not on it. I'm gonna be on the next one. Yeah. It sounds different than this." And he was just like, "Oh, dude,
cool, dude, Roadside Records,
yeah." yeah. But no, I loved all that type of shit. That Ion Dissonance, Dead Water Drowning, all those weird Psyopus. That's like straight up math, fucking.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Red Chord on Black Market, or no? They were on
it. Gus was running it.
Guy.
Sorry, I said Gus. Sorry, but
because there was one letter off. Blade, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Animosity was like. Their prodigies,
Yeah.
And they're their big money maker and fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really was Animosity that made me turn me on to that label, and then I was like following all down the rabbit hole of that and finding a bunch of cool stuff that was coming out of that record label.
How does a subsidiary work? Because there was Good Fight Records, there was black market activities, there's Inside Out, that's Century Media, and
Just
there's
like
like
a
all these.
parent company to a smaller
So
company.
they get like access to all the distribution or something, and then they get like a certain budget, and then they can. Is that how it works? I don't know. They get like a different name to kind of like dial in like the genre that they're going for, and
Yeah,
then
maybe
they
it's
go
like a different team that handles a different type, maybe.
yeah.
But yeah, they
definitely.
have the cushion of the bigger label to play with. It's kind of like a band being signed. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to make it up in my head right now. But I would think that it would be like
the honesty.
no, but for real, I'm thinking it would be like a band signing to a bigger label too. But no, it wouldn't be like that because it's business shit where it's like Metal Blade has faith in Guy and what he's looking for. So he's kind of like A&R, but at the same time he gets to run his own shit,
Yeah.
Like he's not just gathering bands for Metal Blade. He's like, here I have my own little pocket here, like the small tent at the circus.
Yeah. Chris is calling me. Sorry to cut you off.
That's all good.
For sure. I mean,
But yeah, think of like the smaller tent at the big circus, dude.
Totally.
And Guy's the one who's the ringleader, and he's got his own.
Is he there? Is Chris there?
Chris is here. I gotta let him in.
Okay, cool.
That's all good.
Thank you for fucking saving the day, brother.
You gotta go change, and then I'll turn into Chris. It's gonna be.
Gotta put that Thor costume on. Get the hammer. But yeah.
My chair's stuck, so I don't know if I can get out.
Sun's going down. I'm getting darkness.
Watch. The best part is if Chris like starts going like, yeah, so my mom. Like
yeah,
freezes
exactly.
again. Like when he's
Oh my god, dude! If that happens right now, dude, I'm gonna throw my fucking. I cleaned this house yesterday, dude. I'm gonna throw my beer across the room, dude.
Just gotta bust out that Swiffer.
In a fun way, though. I'm gonna be like, yes, dude, it's following him no matter where he goes.
Yeah, that'd be funny. He just comes on. It's like
he like changes locations, like freezes like right off the bat. Like,
he's incompatible with the internet.
What would be even better is if he jumps in and just actually freezes just to fuck with us. He pranks us. Dude.
Oh, that would be actually a pretty good move.
But actually, this whole time he's just really good at freezing. Like, he's just like, he's like, you don't know.
It's like, dude, this mime school is really paying off. Oh my god!
Super funny.
Oh, is this him? It's got the yellow logo.
Yes, dude, he made it, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell
so your mom,
mom got you.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
So, yeah, back to Master Puppets and
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's
Put the
been a
mic.
while.
Can you put the mic closer to your face real quick?
Yeah.
We were talking about Master Puppets before Stranger Things, man.
right?
Oh, gatekeepy! Like, come on, dude.
Gatekeepy. That's the new
cool,
term
dude.
that everyone's.
First, I was
keepy. Don't be so keepy, dude.
Why you keep her?
Why you don't
All right.
keep
Anyways.
Puppet?
Yeah. So your mom was into metal and stuff.
So
like
welcome,
that,
no, we're not going to literally talk back. We got to address it for a second, dude. Now we got to talk about the drive over. We got to talk about
Yeah. How was the drive?
So you freeze up, and you're like, "Fuck, dude." So what are you doing in your house? What are you doing? Are you like pacing around? Are you calling Justin, or is Justin calling you? How'd that happen?
No, I saw the quick Twitch comment. Just like, come over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He called him.
And you just said, "Fuck it, I'm out." And you grabbed your keys and you fucking ran.
Did it? Yeah. And luckily, we're very close, so it's not far at all.
Yeah, he said 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. Here.
So what'd you listen to on the way over? Was it silent?
No, what did I have in? Intrinsic.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a CD, The Contortionist.
Nice.
Oh, okay. They're fucking sick.
You still rock
weird.
CDs?
I hear myself. Freaky.
You still rock CDs? What kind of car you drive?
I do, yeah. 05 Camry.
Oh, okay, yeah, you definitely rock CDs, dude. I'm driving an 04 F-150, dude. 6 CD changer. What's up, dude?
Damn.
No auxiliary, no fucking nothing, dude.
Whoa, listen.
You're stuck with 6 CDs, guys.
What did you say, Chris?
Actually, hey, I think there's possibility that there's like, is it using the microphone? like through the Justin is Eastern side. Jesus, I'm like, whose name? Chris? Michael? Is he? I feel like it's coming through like a speaker, like computer speaker or something, because it's cutting out, but I can hear that.
Through a computer speaker. Actually not, no.
Or a computer mic.
Computer mic.
If you go to audio, then make sure it's like connected to that mic. I feel like that mic's not working.
Is it something in here?
If you go settings, audio.
I love this, dude. This is
What are you hearing?
chaos, dude.
I can hear. It feels like it is working. It's just like a really hard gate on it.
Oh, a hard.
Anyways.
I think the
What's
mic's
it-
working.
What does that even mean? Hard
It's
gate.
cutting off. He's talking and it's cutting off at the end or the beginning.
I think there might be a gate. Maybe I just have to talk louder. I could just
There
be
you
talking
go.
to.
That's
There
better.
it is. That's good.
There we
There it
go.
is.
All right,
All right, we're back.
Justin's a tech lord. Savior.
Yeah, you sound great now. Perfect. Whatever you did, awesome. But yeah. So your mom
Rocking.
You're wrong.
It's dangerous waters.
I mean, you're in the mom metal band, so I mean,
That's where we literally left off. So
All right. You know what it is? It's because Joseph's not here. You know, it's not right.
It should be on
Just
stage.
everything's going
I know.
wrong.
Maybe it was like the professor has to be here from the beginning of the story, dude. So where the fuck is he? It's 8:32.
I'm sure he's coming
Be
soon.
on any minute, probably.
All right.
It should.
All right.
No, dude. So mom turned you on to the metal, dude. That's crazy. We were tripping
Yeah.
on that earlier.
Yeah. So I like it was always present. My dad was listening to like the harder stuff that was going on then too. When I was a kid, like Korn and Queens, or Cruise of Stone Age. I mean, but my mom was like, and still is like big metal fan. Like I got her into like Opeth and Mastodon and Ghost and like all that
Killer.
stuff. And
So, but what age was mom turning you on to the metal first?
man, like honestly, as early as I can remember,
She
like
just
we would,
jamming it in the car.
yeah, we would like drive to Mammoth, which is like a 5-6 hour drive from where I am, and
Like a snowboard. People go there to snowboard.
Yeah. exactly, for like a weekend. And the whole car ride would be like, I remember one time in particular, it was Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, just that record,
Nice,
like
dude.
for the whole ride there and back. And that, like, I loved it. Like I was so young, but I just loved it, like every second of it. And like I would start seeking stuff out at that point. Like I would hear it from her, and then it was like, I'm gonna find what CD that was in the little collection,
Totally.
It's such a good
like-
fucking album. Dude.
Oh, dude, it's
The
the
first
best.
two songs, especially, are just out of control.
No, it's so sick.
Snooping around in old people's CD collections, dude. I definitely did that plenty, dude.
Joel,
And what?
I was gonna say, Joel and I literally listened to that album earlier
Today.
today while Joel was cleaning his couch.
Little synchronicity, dude.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Capus.
Yeah, talk about
But yeah,
that.
how that to have a mom with a good collection and then you get to snoop around in it. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. And what was really cool, this is fast forwarding a little bit, but when I got my first iPod, like the shuffle, that tall one,
Yeah.
I got it. My dad got it for my stepbrothers and I, like we all had one. And then like we all got to make lists of the songs we wanted, which was mostly like whatever was on Guitar Hero 1 and 2.
Mhm.
And like I took it over to my mom's at one point and it wiped it because back then you could only have like one computer associated with it. And then she loaded it with her whole collection. And that was like kind of what started that obsession. I mean, that's
Nice.
later on. That's when I was probably like 8 or 9. But like I had that on my iPod totally by chance, like
Mhm.
it just a random tech accident. And then it just went from there.
Hey, dude. Random text accidents. We know you're prone to them after tonight, dude.
Always. Synchronicity.
But here's one that's in a positive way. You got a download, Joel. Like
Download.
You got a download, dude.
Download. Yeah, I love that. I love when you say that.
It's
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
dude. I mean,
Firmware.
if you think about it, like it's no different than having a hard drive, and it's just
Like a
software
Windows update.
upgrades and
Yeah.
fucking yeah. And they come in forms of art, dude. It's pretty wild.
Totally.
Okay, so you got, so before. Oh shit! The professor's here, dude.
Yeah.
What
What's
up?
up?
Yes.
Cheers, dudes.
Cheers,
Nice.
bro.
Cheers.
Is that the Metal Blade revision one?
What
No,
up?
this
Got a
is
revision? Oh,
Electro Hop from Beechwood Brewing, who this
Nice.
was given to me by Max Visbeek of Transcend the Realm today. Shout out Max. I stopped by his work,
Shout out.
which is a mile from where I work, and I can just go get free beer anytime I want. It's the fucking sickest thing ever. So
That's
I'm
what's up.
Pretty
super
good. That's a pretty good deal.
I'm fronting pretty
Nice.
hard about that, I know, but that's pretty sick. So shout out. So
did you hear about all
So-
the shit that we've been going through so far? We're still in the beginning of his story, dude, and we think that the universe has made it that way.
Yeah, you didn't
so
miss
you would-
anything, Joseph.
You would be here.
you guys
from the
met my
beginning.
friend? You guys have met Chris?
Yeah.
First time.
So,
Yeah.
but the thing is he had such bad tech situation that he literally is at Justin's house right now because his internet was terrible at his house. He kept on freezing it. You know, mostly handsome pictures.
They were the handsomest freezes like in podcast history for sure.
Wait,
They're like,
like at the beginning of the
All
pod?
throughout
you-
for like the first half an hour, dude.
We're an hour in. We've just been dealing with it the whole
I
time.
just got to Justin.
But it's been some good stuff. It's been pretty fun.
no, I like it. It's fucking.
Yeah, it's all good. We
Improvising.
handled the whole thing, but I'm just saying we were just talking right before you got here. We think that the
dude,
universe was like he has to be here from the beginning. The professor has to be
Yeah, exactly.
Class
Universe
has to
wouldn't let
be
us
in
start
session.
without you.
Class has to be
Yeah,
in session, guys.
I'm kind of over this whole I work. So for people listening, I work until like 7:30, or sometimes 8 o'clock. Like this week is till 8. I'm kind of over missing the first several whatever minutes or hour of it, and I don't know. I'm glad that we're starting right now because
Hell yeah.
I don't
You're
like
welcome.
joining in. Like that's actually one of the reasons I didn't join. I can talk about that later. Like last week, I was just like, I felt like I was just gonna ruin the vibe if I came in, dude. Like long
Yeah.
story short. So
Totally.
I'm glad I'm here for what we can consider
Fuck
the
yeah.
start.
Hell
So,
yeah.
All
hell
good, dude. All good.
Yeah.
We miss you anytime you're not on here,
Oh yeah.
Professor, dude.
No, it's always
Thanks.
better with you here
Yeah.
for sure.
But I need the money, so I can't tell them to not give me the hours. But yeah.
Yeah.
And we're sure as hell not gonna reschedule this shit, you know. So
Hell no.
Fuck
You
yeah.
got the Beetle,
We're in
dude.
it. We're doing
hell
it.
yeah. What's up, dude?
Yeah.
What's up?
I should come to. Can I come over to Justin's? I'm like,
How far,
how far
are you
am
from
I away?
Justin's?
I'm like 20 minutes or something.
There's one mic though.
It's probably like 30, 25, 30, however far mine.
Okay, I'm
Good.
chilling. I got to pack up my drums and take them to Chicago Domination Fest tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's
I
right.
didn't-
my
we didn't
cymbals
plug
and
that
snare.
yet. That's something that I wanted to mention. When I see all the flyers this week, I was like, we should mention that on the pod too, because Joseph's going to be. Where are you guys? How is that a multi-day or is that one day?
It's happening tonight. This is day one. I could look at the fucking list and tell you who's playing this second. Shout out to Miguel. He's in the band Virulent Excision. He is the organizer of the fest. He's playing tonight. Some other sick heads are playing tonight. Friday night, Stabbing, Condemned, Wormhole, Cerebral Incubation, Vulvodynia, Mortal Decay. I think those are like the six, like the end of the bands. I don't know everyone on the above that. And then we're playing Saturday night right after Gorgasm.
Whoa.
I know. I have to follow Matt Kilner playing Gorgasm, which is gonna be fucking stupid.
So
but
Stab is Decrepit and the rest of that tour on in there as well, because Stabbing. Oh, so they jumped off the Decrepit tour now.
yeah, Stabbing jumped off to do this fest, and then they're not. That was just their part of the tour they just did, so they're not hopping back on later. That was
Okay.
kind of like a routing thing. Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
tour already went through Chicago, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it's yeah. Anyway, so I'm excited for Saturday, and then immediately afterward, I'm hopping back, jumping on this Ominous Ruin tour, which we are sponsoring, the first Cali Death Podcast sponsored tour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And props to you guys for hanging out with us last week. Hey, that's sick.
we are. Yeah, we plugged it. We've already plugged it both episodes after that too, dude. So,
Hell yeah.
so
Yeah.
I hope last week, this week, and then you guys are going to be out on the road before we do another show, right?
Yeah, the first
first show is Thursday, so I'm gonna probably not be here next week because I'll be playing. So you guys
Maybe we'll get like a 5-minute pop in on. Well, actually, I don't know. You might feel the same way next week about popping in if it all works out, dude.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm somehow StreamYard doesn't work well on my phone. I've had issues with it. If I have my laptop set up, it's a different story. But we'll see how it goes. Hey, who am I going to see? Not a drunk. Hell yeah, dude. Let's fucking go. I'll see you in Tacoma, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe he'll do maybe bring some Cali. Do you have any Cali Death shirts and do like a real live bagging, like an in-person live bagging?
We are sold out of everything except extra large. So I think I already sent Not a Drunk a t-shirt because I think he ordered one. But I can bring the last, I think it's like 2 XLs left or something on the tour. I can probably give them to the guys on the tour, but I can give them to anyone really. So
what up, dude? If you order it before Joseph goes out on the road, it's yours. If not, it's going out, and we're sold out, guys. So
exactly,
and we'll re-up soon, like I said. But enough about Cali Death podcast.
I know, okay.
It's all about
let's get back to the story,
dude.
Chris is like, so I was.
I know. I'm so afraid to talk.
No, don't, dude. It's all good, dude. I mean,
no, don't be afraid. There's
I actually really
dig.
I really dig this because it's no different than sitting in a living room with your homies and like people are walking in and out of the door. Chris had to go fucking grab beer and then he's back now, and Joseph just showed up. You know, it's that same vibe, dude. That's all.
Just getting started. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I'm scared to not to talk, but to jinx the.
No, your connection's perfect, dude.
Yeah,
you're all good.
Definitely. So where were we in the story though?
So before I was asking him because he was talking about 8 or 9, and so like before that, like you get to what's the age you think you have your first memory? Most of us, right? It's like 5, 6, maybe.
Pretty early. Yeah. Mine are pretty early.
I do actually have pretty early ones, but those are like few and far between. But like where you can really recall like something other than just like a few details of the memory, because I have shit from like my parents told me I was like 1, less than 1.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what? But that's only like because I remember this color, this thing, a towel. Like it's literally just like that. But for the memory of like music and stuff. So mom and dad, and you said dad, what kind of stuff was dad feeding you at the time?
He's all over. Like, I can't remember a specific thing he might have like thrown at me, but it was just everything.
Well, I shouldn't say feed you, but I'm just like involuntarily.
No,
like, just, you know, playing it while you're around, and then you hear it, and you're like, "Ooh, my ear got a little bigger at that moment," you know?
Yeah, I mean, he was literally just listening to everything. Like with him, there was like reggae and rock and like singer-songwriter and like just everything, really. Dude, and he's made a lot of different kinds of music too.
That kind of already, like, if you think about it, like your taste in music, I'm sure you have, and the way that you play, like that's already the like recipe that's going on, like being able to be exposed to so many different aspects, and then your mom's like, here's all the metal, you know. It's like, it's basically like what we all do is take a little bit of everything and try and put it into metal.
Yeah And metal was, for whatever reason, was just the one that always clicked. Like all the other stuff I don't remember having like a strong connection to, but like when I heard Queens of the Stone Age, or like even that like Smooth Criminal, Alien Ant Farm.
Oh, dude,
like,
yeah.
I was obsessed with that when
Joel's doppelganger's in that band. What does he play? Bass? And he plays bass too, dude.
Movies.
No.
Dude, I wish we had it ready, but there's some pretty fucking
exactly like
pictures, dude. Yeah.
I can see it
from that video too, where they're like in the boxing ring or something.
Yep.
And there's some still shots of that where you're like, yo, that's pretty, when Joel used to spike his hair, dude.
Oh yeah, bleach my tips and shit.
I just taught that song recently to a student. They're doing it as part of the new metal show at the school.
Yes.
So it's actually like kind of a hard riff, dude. Like
Okay, I know we're going into the new metal thing for a second, but if you listen to the album, like that bass player is actually fucking really sick.
Yeah,
he's got
really
some
out
sick
front.
licks on there.
You can hear him out front too. It's like he's like super out, like out. You can hear like that to get that right. Like what Joseph was saying, that to get that, like it sounds easy, but then like when you actually have to perform it, like you have to make sure, and like I've been recording lately, so like make sure like you're like actually hitting all the notes, because like you can see like in a recording, like you can see like how many notes are there, and like, well, it's one short, like I'm fucking up. You know what I mean? Like so definitely is hard.
All right, I know he mentioned Korn too. There's so many ways that he was trying to lead us into the new metal thing for a second.
Oh, we can talk about new metal for sure. Later on, Korn was like one of the most important bands for me.
Hell yeah,
middle school. But
up till Issues. After Issues, I didn't listen to anything after that. But I'll rep all 5 of those albums. No, I have no shame in that.
Me neither.
Man, even the 2 after.
I never heard.
Maybe I should go back and listen to them.
They're pretty good.
But that just goes to show like the transition that I was having at that time, because I was experiencing those albums in real time. Same goes with Joel too. Like something happened right after that. When did Issues come out? What
99, right? It was like somewhere around then.
Yeah, so I was coming across like Slipknot's first record came out in 99 too. So it's like
Slipknot's first record came out in 99 too. So it's like
sorry. I just was on the Twitch.
I was like, who is that?
Of course, we have to have more tech shit going on right now.
We have to have more tech shit going right now.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, no, that at that time in my life, I was discovering the more heavy, brutal shit. But I never ever will say that the new metal phase always was my bridge to get into what I'm into now, and I'll never say anything bad about the stuff that actually still holds up a lot with me today. Self-titled Slipknot, LD50. Those 2 right there, actually my goats in Iowa. Iowa was a game changer too for the new metal kids
on that record, dude.
Blast beats and all that shit, flooding on the double bass, and Joey Jordison definitely was like a guy that made me want to hear more extreme drumming, and then I came across Morbid Angel pretty quick, and then I was like, oh shit, the fuck is this, All right, but now I'm on me, dude. Come on, you guys got to cut me off. Dude. This is the Beatle episode, dude. So, all right, Korn was like getting it. That was like an important thing at 9. Really?
No, that was a little later. I'm talking like when I was really little. I remember like I would hear Freak on a Leash on a radio or something, or like even like Limp Bizkit or whatever, and like I just dug it. Like as a kid, like I kind of had that like that like adrenaline response or whatever you get from it. Like I just always got that and liked it, and maybe that's because my mom was playing like rock and hard rock and stuff and some like early metal. So like I didn't have to, like, it wasn't questionable. It was just like, oh yeah, it's just like loud music. It was just always cool.
Oh, so you're saying you kind of accepted it in the same way. It wasn't like a feeling of like you were going in a more extreme direction.
No, it was just like, I like this, that's kind of always how it was.
Just going off a feel. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. That's actually really cool.
And then, I think the first band that I like really clicked with would have been, Linkin Park. Like after Meteora came out, that was actually my first concert. My mom took me to see them on that tour, at the Long Beach Arena, I think it was. And that was like, for a first experience, it was so gnarly for a kid, like it was, I think the bill was, Hoobastank POD, Linkin Park.
No shit.
And like, I loved every second of it, like it was kind of like watching that. And then, watching like their Live in Texas DVD when that came out was like totally what made me want to do music at all. Even before I could play guitar, it was just like, that's what I want to do. And like just that energy and everything. Like I wanted to be a vocalist because of Chester at that super young age. That didn't really continue, but
I'll give you a little insight on that, because I was actually in a new rap metal band in high school, and we did cover Linkin Park, dude. And I loved their rap singing back and forth thing, because that's like what I was into at the time. And dude's got some spits on that first record, dude. He's actually got some dope lines where I was like, oh, this guy actually is really an MC, you know?
Yeah. I think they were kind of the only ones that genuinely did it, like without it being kind of forced or anything. Like it was, both sides of it were very real. And I think that's why they got so, so big, as you could feel it. Like none of it was like just trying to rap over rock because that was popular. It was like, they totally made me breathe it.
Realness, I mean, comes like, from like, to the end of his, life, like a lot of those lyrics, like those were ringing true. And like, and that's what made when he passed away, like I'm a late Linkin Park, because I think I got out of new metal when they started to get big. But like listening to his fucking lyrics, you're like, it's like eerie now. Like it's like shit. He was like actually talking about shit he was like going through. It wasn't just like actual like a little angst. It was like shit that he actually that ended up becoming his demise. For lack of a better term. At the end was listening to those songs, going like, shit, dude, this guy was like in actual pain for like a long time, like he's famous as fuck, playing stadiums or whatever every night, and then it goes to that, and you're just like, Jesus, man, like it doesn't matter, what level of success or where you're at, if your like brain's not, if you're sad or bummed, like it really can go, in the shitty direction.
Did you guys ever listen to Taproot?
I did a little bit.
That first record is another like painful sounding record. I hope he's not faking it, because I felt the real from that record. All right, dude. Now you're I'm all drunk and we're talking about new metal.
We're on new metal.
And we're still in Beattie's. We haven't even gotten to 10 years.
I know. We gotta let him talk and not weed it up too much.
We're weeding it all night. So yeah, Linkin Park was a big one. I think the first CD I bought was that, like I said, the Live in Texas. And I just like worshiped that band and those songs. And then I think the next thing that really kind of set it off for me was Guitar Hero. Like we got the first Guitar Hero, my stepbrothers and I, for Christmas. And that like totally changed my life. Like I think that's like the single biggest influence for me on guitar and music was that game.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, because you had mentioned it earlier. I was like, oh, dude, we're probably going to find out that his main inspiration for getting a guitar was that game.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Like I had him in the house, and I would kind of like strum on him from my dad, but like I never like had the drive to pick one up and learn it, Like I was more into like the front man thing, I think, like watching Linkin Park. Like I thought that was cool. But Guitar Hero, like it kind of mixed both, because I grew up playing video games. Like I've always just connected with that as well. So the challenge of learning and like overcoming whatever obstacle was there, and then the music side was there. So it had both things that I loved. Like I took off so hard with it. And then the thing with Guitar Hero is like, you always want to play the harder songs because they're more fun and, more of a challenge. And the harder songs were always the metal ones, because they're more technical and faster. So I always gravitated towards those, and just, I don't know, for whatever reason, like in both those first two games, the two Megadeth songs were my favorite songs in both. Like I had no idea who Megadeth were. It was just like, oh, this song is by Megadeth and this one's by Megadeth. I like Megadeth. So like, and that's what introduced me to Megadeth, and then kind of started the spiral down, Then I started asking my parents about all these bands, and then that's when I said with the iPod thing, my mom started feeding me all this music, like, oh, if you like Megadeth, like we have this CD, and I think it was So Far So Good So What she had in the house. So she like gave me that, and then, you know, all the Ozzy and Sabbath and Dio and Maiden stuff. And like, then I had it on my iPod, and then it was like a very personal experience. Like I could just go to school and listen to it, and like connected with all of it so fast. And then,
how old did you rock that iPod before you started to dig? And if you did dig, or if you didn't, who did you meet that would be, you know, helping fuel that fire to get bigger?
I think, so there were, I would say, so I had two stepbrothers, and they were older than me. They're like 2 and 5 years older. So they were getting stuff from their dad too, who was like into harder stuff. Like I think he was showing them Pantera. Nice. And so like, that's kind of where I started hearing about Pantera, was from my stepbrothers. And I think around the time when Guitar Hero 3 came out, I was probably like 9 or 10. That's when I started really searching for music that was outside of like the home. Because that's when I think Before I Forget from Slipknot was on that game. And that was one where it was like, neither of my parents knew who Slipknot were or listened to them, or like they knew who they were, but that wasn't their thing. So then it was like with an iTunes card from a birthday or something, I just was like, oh, I'll check out some Slipknot. And then I bought a few songs there. And like, that's how I would do it. I would go through the Guitar Hero catalog on iTunes, and then like buy the songs I liked, and then search for the other songs. And then like my stepbrothers and I would like share them with each other. And actually, I just remembered another early memory. My like early on in YouTube, when that was first starting up, my older stepbrother was all over it, showing us videos. And I think he was showing us like the Holy Wars video and like some Bullet for My Valentine or something, like whatever early metal videos were on YouTube. And those were starting to feed it too. So I had it coming from all these different sides. It was like mom was showing me all the old school stuff. Stepbrothers were kind of more in tune with modern, and then Guitar Hero was like everything. So I had all of it coming in at once.
Right.
And then I think with Slipknot, I started to branch out a little bit more. And that's when I started.
It's cool that if you think about it, like mom was giving you, if we're going to go with the software thing again, she's giving you the first, like the main software upgrade that you need, which is all the core shit, all the seeds of everything. And then you had the guys that were just a little bit older than you, your stepbrothers, that were more in tune with currently what's going on. And then that was like a springboard for you to finally, you know, get out there and start digging on your own.
Yeah, totally. And that, like, my progression definitely, it feels very, very natural. Like when I look back on it, it's like started with the 70s, 80s stuff, and then got into like the big four, and then started kind of moving through. Like for some reason, it just happened very naturally. Like I didn't have death metal thrown at me like immediately, you know. It just like everything just happened like that. And I think it's because, like you said, I had the mom and then the stepbrothers, and we were kind of easing into it all together.
Yeah. You know? So did your stepbrothers get into the more extreme stuff with you?
Yeah.
Nice.
They were really into all that stuff. We were just sharing bands back and forth all throughout growing up, and still do. Like they're both still into metal, and they play and write it and everything. So we're all still in touch with all that stuff. But
what's up with their shit? What did they play? Like, what style do you think they play?
They were mostly playing when I was in high school.
They play together?
They did, yeah. They had a band called Ascendancy when I was in like middle school, high school, and that was like just like American metal kind of style, I guess. Like, you know, Pantera, Lamb of God, Testament kind of sound. And they were great. They were a massive influence on me. Like watching them do that was like, I want to be in a band like that.
Totally.
But that's that was more towards middle school, high school. But we were all doing Guitar Hero together as kids. And then like when I found Megadeth, that's when the guitar thing started. That's when I was like I think my mom recognized I was listening to them a lot. So she took me to see them on, I think it was Machine Head, Megadeth, Heaven and Hell in like 2007 or something. It was really gnarly lineup. And that was probably my second concert experience. And like from then on, I just like fell in love with Megadeth so hard. And then my parents were like, okay, like you're into Guitar Hero, you're into music, like we're gonna get you a guitar. Like it's about time. And then it was all history.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, if you think it's like
Luca.
you got the full experience of like, and you experienced it live too. So like, you got everything. You got what it was before, what it is now, and you got to see like the people play it live, and you're like, oh shit, dude, this whole experience of listening to music and seeing it live and all that stuff just makes you have to get into it. You have to like go do something. You got to go do your own thing after that.
It's interesting too with like how like, you know, and because obviously like Chris, you're younger than us, but like seeing the how Guitar Hero was like a big thing, you know. It was like,
oh yeah, I think people don't realize how important that game is for an entire generation.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
It totally sculpted me and my life.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be into, I think, a lot of the stuff without it.
Wow.
And it, like, I think I was talking to Wes on one of those days in Fresno, and we were kind of talking about that.
From Alluvial?
He was like, yeah. And he was saying, you know, he's like, I thought it would have the opposite effect. Like, I thought kids would play it and never want to play guitar again, but it like pushed me and like so many friends I had to get into playing music. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's funny. There's a video out there too with it's because it's, you know, as like a reverse thing with like a fucking Casey with a, you know, like a band, like there's a video on YouTube of Rush trying to play a Rock Band, like of their song, you know, and they're just like they're just fucking up the whole thing. Like they can't do it. Like they're not even on the same, you know, like wavelength with it. But like it's, you know, if you're starting out and you're, you know, just getting into music and stuff, it like brings like a competitive kind of nature to it where you're like, oh dude, I could get better at this, and well, you know, and then it shows you, it's a program that shows you all these new songs and stuff, and like it's all these things that you could like you said with Megadeth. It's like, I remember like what Luca was saying, like Fire and Flames, like with Dragon Force, like that blew them up to a fucking different level, because they came through their first tour, they're like playing a small place. Their first tour was like tiny fucking Guitar Hero hits, and they're playing like close to arenas, like like the second tour, you know. So to have, I mean, it's a big influence that we never bring up on the podcast, but you know, for people that start with video games and stuff like that, and that was more prevalent in their age group, Guitar Hero is fucking pretty goddamn huge, you know.
Yeah, and it was fun.
I
had a fun time playing that game.
So much time on it.
And then there was also Rock Band, where you can have like a full band.
Yeah,
I like to play the drummer in that, and when we had full thing, try and act like I was Casey.
On the easy like settings, it's like it's over like every other drum you get to hit. Like,
do you remember, you guys? Okay, I know we're going into the weeds on this shit again, but I'm just gonna say, wasn't there a game on the computer that was called Frets on Fire that you can play on your keyboard? And there used to be a video of dude doing Fragmented Oblivion, dude, and he got like 98% or some shit like that.
And Decrepit had on Rock Band, Decrepit had like Metatron or something was on like actual Rock Band, like the game. Like yeah. So
when they got into like DLC, like all the download stuff, like
that's right.
It like they were just pulling any band, like so many. They had full like extreme metal records on Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Or maybe more Rock Band. But.
Well, now it's Rocksmith, like actual like guitar, like and there's a guy I follow on Twitch that like, you know, he's got like 500 people watching him play, and he's playing guitar with this. Because when I first got Rocksmith, or my friend had it, there was a latency to it. It was a little behind, so like you always had to play like a little behind to catch on the notes. But now like that's getting better, and like it's almost just like dead on now. So like. You can play, like, it teaches you the way the fucking screen looks confuses the shit out of me for Rocksmith. Like what color is each string and what fret, like how you could just look at it and play like blows, like it's almost like reading music in like a new fashion. You know what I mean? Like it's insane. But yeah, seeing kids like get on there and just start shredding and learning songs on Rocksmith with the actual guitar, I was like, fuck, we're fucked. People are gonna just start killing everyone. People are just gonna be like, oh, dude, I learned this Ingve Malmsteen song. I'm 11. Is that cool?
Like sight learned it too, because you have to do it as it's going. It's like,
Well,
you
look,
don't know how to
exactly.
play it. You're just
Shout out.
I can never repeat it like unless that game's up, you know.
Shout out Kerry Gear, his video of his nephew shredding Megadeth and
gnarly.
shredding Megadeth solos, dude. You're like,
he's like 10 or
Yeah,
9 or 10 and just shredding like actually nailing them. Like, it's
showed
not
us
like
a video last weekend of him fucking nailing it, dude. And I was like, what
the guitar's like the size of him, dude. It's fucked up. It's not okay. It's not okay. Like, I mean, it is okay. I mean, but Jesus
He has
Christ,
to sit on the couch because it's too heavy for him. But when
it's
he's sitting on the couch, he's
like
fucking
reaching for like the frets like super far away, like, and he's just going like like doing like.
And I'm
Marty
not
Friedman
exaggerating, dude. He was
Yeah.
nailing it. I was like,
I know.
wow, dude. And his brother shreds too. And his brother's got a movie coming out. We're in fucking deep waters right now, guys.
Yeah, we just took a dip though.
We're into
10-year-old on the pod, dude. I wanna
What?
talk to him.
should.
Oh,
I want
yeah,
to get
for
the
sure.
nephew on the pod.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
When did you
Wait,
get
if
into
we-
guitar? Like 3 days ago? Like,
He's well. After I learned the Srirana sweeps by Jason Becker, my dad bought me a guitar.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like so take me back to the beginning when you started playing. Oh wait, that was like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, Thursday or Wednesday? Which day do you want to? No, it's fucked up with like the progression of just like with, you know, like we brought it up before, like skateboarders, or like how like fast kids are just jumping on like, oh, I get this, and their brain locks in and they're like way better than me, and I'm just like an old man now, just like, and they're just like,
It's yeah, YouTube. Like a lot of my students come in and they watch YouTube videos on how to play like one song, and it's just like for piano, and it'll be like Guitar Hero style, like the notes coming down, or maybe like DDR, like Dance Dance, and they just come down, and you have to like learn it. And I've had students who will like blow me away, and they're like, oh yeah, but I don't know how to read music, or I don't know any other songs, but they can like impress the shit out of me just because they spent like, you know, a couple hours.
it's so much more interactive.
Tutorial.
It's like, you know, it's a way to learn like for a human. They're like studying how to learn, and then like putting that to a interface or something like a program.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be one of those things where it's very, very specialized, like in this case, like to a specific song. I'm not sure how like transferable what you're learning from those videos are. Obviously the technique you learn is
the muscle memory,
but the you know, you're still going to need the concepts coming from somewhere.
Yeah,
unless maybe there'll be like some fucking video where it's like A minor 7. Okay, that's A, E. You have to like know the fucking chord names or
So
something.
you still you would catch the cymbals and you would catch the sounds. So those two things get locked in when you hear them, and you do it repetitiously, right?
Yeah.
And then it would be the muscle memory, but you would still need to be able to read and write music in order to, you know,
you'd have to practice with that.
Organize your creative. Shit,
they just know a sequence of notes, like a sequence of keys to hit, and they don't know why it sounds like that or what the relationship is or anything, but it still blows me away. And I'm like, we can work with this. If you can play that, it's not hard to tell you why it sounds like that or whatever. I had a kid come in, he learned the Iron Man guitar solo on piano from a video. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, crazy. I'm like, do you want to just learn guitar? Because you're like really good at piano, but this is a guitar song. Like, yeah. So I think it's the next generations are going to get more and more into this. Like, you know, their parents are going to be like, I don't know. He just goes on YouTube. Next thing you know, he's fucking telling me he needs lessons. And that's how I get a lot of my students now. So that's cool.
Now it's going to be like people putting on their VR goggles, and it's like getting an actual person in front of you, like going like, no, you're doing that wrong. And like, like moving your hand, like
you're probably dead on.
You know? Yeah,
it's probably not far from that.
Yeah, no, I think it just keeps progressing. You know, now that like I had a birthday recently, and like I'm just like, fuck, that's my number of my age now. Like shit is like getting so fast, so quick. Of like, it's just like, you know, exponential, just going like whoop, you know, just going up really quickly, and all the different learning platforms and people finding out new ideas, how to teach people and stuff like that, and they start with like, oh, what's your favorite guitar player? Okay, let's get him on a lesson real quick, and just like let's bring him in, you know, like, and you can just learn from him immediately now. So yeah, it's just gonna keep getting to the point where it's like just one note, so like people are just gonna be shredding so hard that it's like, I don't know, you can't even tell what's going on. Like,
Chris, your parents bought you a guitar.
That was going to be my question is I actually don't know how you learned guitar. Like, I don't know that story.
Yeah. So I think it was Christmas, 2006 or 7. I think I was 9.
Whoa, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was a red Epiphone SG.
Nice.
I remember that. And they just gave it to me and were like, all right, here you go. Like, you can play guitar now. And I was like, just immediately stoked. Like, I just picked it up, and my older stepbrother had been playing for a little bit. So he could play some riffs and like knew some things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think right away he taught me the, was it All My Life from Foo Fighters? That like dun 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 dun. That little,
yeah.
He was just like, you want to learn that? I was like, sure. And he's like, all right, put your finger here, and then you kind of put your finger there and mute, you know. And it's like right away I was playing that, and like the second I picked it up, and it was like, okay, like this is doable. Like it just like clicked.
So that's like palm muting shit you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
did he show you the artificial harmonic on the dun 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 dun?
No, it was just that. It was just the yeah. Yeah, he's like, dude, you can't play it. Ascendancy. There's Lucas shouting it out, dude.
Hell yeah.
And then I think they had set up lessons for me right away. That was kind of part of the thing. It was like, do you want to do this? I was like, yeah, like I want to learn guitar. And then they're like, okay, like we'll set up some lessons and see how it goes. And so I did a little bit of lessons like on and off. It started out like the first time he was showing me like basic stuff, you know, like how to hold it. And then here's the pentatonic scale or whatever. And then I think he saw I wasn't like super interested in that. Even though like I was doing it and I was listening, like I wasn't super excited. So he was just like, okay, like next week, bring a song and I'll show you how to play it. And then
that's the move. Cause like teaching someone like theory and stuff is not like, or something like,
I was just
start off.
Say,
it's like, I remember my first guitar lesson was all theory. And it was like, well, you played in a classic rock famous band. So here's the notes. And I'm like, and then I found another guitar guy's like, you want to learn some Slayer? You know, like taught me the songs I'm listening to. And then I fell in love.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if you don't curate that like immediate passion for it, the kids are just going to hate it. Like, because then it just becomes homework and you don't understand why that stuff is important or relevant.
Exactly.
And it just totally goes over your head. It's like, well, this is stupid. This is just schoolwork.
Yep.
But the next time, I think I had asked my stepbrother, I was like, all right, what song should I learn? Because I was still like kind of new to what songs I should be learning, you know, or what I liked. And he was like, Seek and Destroy from Metallica. It's like, all right, cool. And then I just brought it to the guy, and then he was into some metal stuff too, the guitar teacher. So he got it. And he would just sit there and like handwrite tabs for all the songs. And so like 1 week we would do Seek and Destroy. It was probably like 2 lessons or something. And he would have the whole song just tabbed out for me. And then after that, it was like, okay, what do you want to learn next? And then it was like, I think it was like Peace Cells or something. And it was probably like that for like 6 months, maybe. I don't think it was that long, but I think we did like, it was like Peace Cells, Symphony, Master Puppets 1, Holy Diver, like all that, you know, all the classic stuff. But I instantly wanted to play Megadeth and Metallica. Like that's all I wanted to play on guitar was like the stuff that was hard.
Yeah.
You know, to give that foundation. And actually I remember I bought that Rust in Peace tab book that they have, those old like Hal Leonard or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They're all totally wrong. Ones. Yeah. I remember buying that, and I'd never heard the record before, but I knew Hangar 18. And I like opened it up and saw Holy Wars, never heard the song. And I learned the riff and I was going like, da, 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 da. I was like, okay, cool. I can play it. And then when I actually heard the song, it like blew my mind how fast it was.
Yeah.
It's like, I was just sitting there. I was like, yeah, da, 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 da. I can play the riff. And then I heard the actual tempo. I was like, how can anyone do this? Like, this is impossible to play that fast. Like, there's no way. So then there was always just like a goal. It was just like, now I want to learn how to play that. And then that started, you know, the whole thing, just wanting to learn how to play all the riffs on that album pretty much.
It's like a leveling up, constant leveling up, going like, you know, oh fuck, I can do this now. Let's try this. And let's, you know,
exactly.
Constant,
and there's always, I think that's kind of why at the heart of it, like we all got into tech music, you know, because it's just, you keep going further and you keep wanting to learn more. And like, once you learn one song, it's like, oh, what about this one's a little bit faster? Like, This one has a couple more notes in
where
it.
do you guys think it clicks with us where it's like we fully become addicted and we need to get the dopest shit? Like
probably like right where Chris is, like right at that time in the timeline, like when you get something and you play it and you're like, whoa, what's crazier?
it's a
And
feeling though that you get
Yeah.
from it, you know. It's like he was talking about adrenaline earlier, but it's not just adrenaline, it's like a cocktail of some like adrenaline and oxytocin and
well, it's a clicking. I remember like
serotonin.
when I got my guitar and I first understood how a tab worked, and I was like,
Mhm.
first understood like, oh, this means that. Oh shit, this is the fucking way to do it. Like, and then I was like, you know, it was like I forget what song it was. It was probably you know, some maybe a Pantera song or a Sepultura, and like I'm like, this sounds like the album. Like, whoa, and then like you're putting the tab along with what you're hearing, and you're like, fuck, this is the code. I just cracked it. Like, you know,
Mhm.
like I can now play the songs I love, like all of a sudden just following this little map, and then you're like, what's the crazier map, dude? Let's find out.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, what map is gnarlier? You know, and then it just goes from there, and then it goes to Spawn Obsession, and you quit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and then that's it. End of the line.
And then the end.
Yeah. I think it's a mix of like there's that adrenaline kind of like fight or flight response from music that's that intense, just because it is so like overwhelming. And then you add the playing aspect, which is the like puzzle solving, learning, accomplishing goals thing. And I think it hits both sides of your brain like that. And you just, there's like constant need for more and more stimulation. And then you keep like, you accomplish things and then you're excited and then you want to do more. And
Exactly.
that's how I feel about it. At least it's like, that's why the extreme metal stuff is fun. Cause it's like exciting and like, you know,
there's nothing better than like nailing a riff that you've been working on a long time. Then you hit it and then like you go to sleep and then you wake up in the morning like, oh fuck yeah, I learned that. I can go back down and start playing it again. You know, that's like the childhood stuff for me. Was just like, oh shit, I could actually go downstairs and play that right now. Like, you know, like I learned it last night. And then you're like, and you know, when you play something for so long, sometimes it gets shittier and shittier. You have to like take a break, step away, and then you go in the morning and you just like nail it. You know,
yeah,
and you're like, I am addicted. This is the sickest thing ever. You know,
totally. And I think would the next step, I guess. So those lessons, I did those lessons for a little bit. He taught me a bunch of songs, and then I think it just got a little pricey. So my parents stopped doing it, and I remember being really bummed. Like I was really starting to enjoy going in there every week. So, but I never lost like the want to play. Like it was just like, okay, well, if he's not going to teach me, I'm just going to learn myself. And I can't remember. Like I think I just learned songs from online. It might've been Ultimate Guitar. I think I found that after him, like I needed a resource to now have tabs. So I found that site and then I started learning like riffs on there. And then that's around the time Guitar Hero 3 came in. And then I found like Slipknot and I started getting into the more extreme stuff that was happening like now. And then that leads into like middle school when I was like, then I started meeting all these friends in 6th grade that like that stuff and other bands. And so it was like this opening of a whole new world, you know? And then I started becoming in tune with like what was going on in modern metal and like throwing riffs back and forth with people. That's when I started jamming more with like friends. And I should mention my stepbrothers and I were playing a lot as kids. Like we were writing our version of songs and putting together like little albums and stuff. Like
what's the first death metal album you heard?
Man, it's so hard because I had a pretty easy progression into it. Like I heard Opeth like in 6th grade, I think. I remember hearing the Doom EP from Job for a Cowboy pretty early on. Like that might have been one of the first like death metal leaning things I heard. Because that's like when that was really popping off in like 2008. I found that one. When it comes to like straight up death metal record, that would be, I think, Annihilation of the Wicked when I was in 8th grade.
Oh shit!
Just I've talked about that. Yeah, my stepbrothers put me on that. And that's when their age started to really come through because they were a little bit older. They were in like high school at that time, and it was just like, dude, listen to this. I was like this little kid, just like, oh my God. Like I couldn't even process what was happening, but like that's when death metal clicked, was that record.
Yep.
That's trip, dude. That the Annihilation of the Wicked. That's a wicked
Sick, dude.
intro to death metal, dude. Like
he's in sixth grade too. Remember, sixth grade for me was like
yeah,
it was Green Day. It was Green Day and
well, now it
Offspring.
wasn't until like 8th grade, I would say.
Okay.
6th, I was getting more familiar. Like I heard Cannibal. I think I saw the like Skullful of Maggots like live video in 6th grade, and that was kind of my first introduction to like a song. I remember like YouTube, again, like with Guitar Hero as well, like YouTube was a big influence because that was feeding me like random videos like that. Just like, oh, what is Cannibal Corpse? Skullful of Maggots. Like that sounds gnarly. And then it was like, oh, this is cool. And then I would just go on to another video. But then I don't know, Machine Head, all those bands, Trivium, that all got me in 6th grade. That's when that was really, really happening.
What was a big Trivium album? Because Trivium's like a band that I've always kind of skipped and never really listened to. And now like Alex, our buddy, from Archaic, is now their drummer for the last how many years. And I never knew where to start with them because that's like a band that was like there's certain bands that I like.
Isn't that crazy? It's the same guy that was the singer of what we say Capernaum.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's so wicked, dude. Oh, I just said wicked too many times after that Nile drop.
Wicked.
But no,
I just want to
Annihilating the Wicked.
I want to shout out Trevor Sternad, who turned me on to Capernaum on this podcast when he was our guest. So
sick, dude. Yeah, it's a great album, dude.
Yep.
Isn't I've been seeing some rumors of crotch duster dudes being in the studio together. Is that true?
I don't know. We could get Jason on. I have no idea. He keeps constantly like. There's a bunch of comment threads where like he'll post something and there'll be like someone that like goes off on crotch duster and he's like, I don't know, but like it does have like kind of like a cult, like we were talking like with Paul Masvidal last week about like how Focus kind of fell under the radar, but then like later on it was like a fucking cult like classic. You know what I mean? I feel like crotch duster does have that vibe a little bit to it.
And by the way, guys, I'm going off of somebody's post that I don't even know if it was Jason or not. Okay, I'm just fucking spitting out of my mouth whatever I remember from the last time I fucking scrolled on social media. But I remember seeing I'm fucking high and I'm fucking drunk, guys.
Damn,
but
I need to
I
get
remember,
high, dude.
I remember seeing something about those two guys being in the studio together. I
Definitely.
Maybe I had a dream and it was a detailed fucking dream, dude. What is that? Oh, that's Casey missing.
No, okay, I did that. Yeah, but no, that's definitely like crotch. I mean, there's like that was one of the first. I mean, Fall of Carnage has had the like comedian kind of like jokes in the music where I'm like the music's amazing, but there's like you're like laughing at the same time. I really liked when a band like Primus is where it started probably for me. It was just like Les Claypool being all weird and silly, and like the music's pretty fucking sick, but it's like still like comedic. It has that kind of like extra thing to it. But anyways, going back, so your mom got so she was into Randy Rhoads.
No. We're getting into fucking we're finally getting into high school, guys. Come on.
Now we're middle school, dude. I would say the next important thing would be actually discovering Korn. So we can talk about new metal now. I think I saw him, like I knew who Korn was forever, and then my mom took me to this. I think it was like Sunset Strip Music Festival or something, and like they would just set it up on Sunset, like this big stage, and I think actually the Faceless might have played that. Now that I think about it, they might have, because they had set up like all the different clubs as like small shows while the other stages were going. I'm pretty sure the Faceless was on it. But anyways, I saw it was Korn and Ozzy was the night that we went to, and we're right up front for Korn, and I was like, whatever, 12 or 13, and that like I wanted those mind-blowing experiences again, like just being that close to the stage and seeing how extreme and intense everything was. I was hooked immediately, and being the avid guitar learner that I was like, I want to learn all the Korn songs. And then I would tune down and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why can't I play it? Like, I can't tune that low on a 6-string. And then that's when I found out about 7 strings. And then pretty much because of Korn got my first 7 and like opened that world to me. So Korn's such an important band for me for that reason. Like I got into Meshuggah and all that because of them, you know.
Did you go through the Fear Factory kind of stage of the 7-string?
So I got into him. Yeah, it was after. So
okay,
Korn was the first one, and then from there it was just like, well, I have a 7, so now I'm going to learn, you know, or find other bands that are using it. And then that's when I found Fear Factory and Meshuggah and just, you know, all the stuff in kind of that mechanical world. I think that's how I found Morbid Angel too, was like Where the Slime Live.
Yep, Domination.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was
do you remember that thread on Ultimate Guitar that was like all the different tunings of the different bands?
No,
that was
I
like
never saw
in
that.
like it was in like maybe the metal subreddit, or maybe it was like general guitar, and it would just tell you like what tunings all the different bands used. So you could just go like, oh, drop C, and it would be like the Faceless and all these other bands like it, and then you could like, yeah, dude, that was like for me. And then it was like Dream Theater, where it's like every category because they used like every tuning, like. But yeah, no, that was like really cool for me because I'm like, oh, like B standard, so Cryptopsy, early Arch Enemy, like At the Gates, like the whole like Swedish death metal scene is
once you tune your guitar, tune your guitar to a certain tuning, you're like what songs do I learn?
Exactly.
Totally. Such a big influence.
Yeah.
And I fucking still hate it when it's like C sharp standard. Okay, only Dying Fetus and Suffocation. Like no one else. You know, it's like, God damn it, how come? Do I need like?
Why you gotta get the you gotta get the detuner pedal. You got the pedal like in tuner where you have the detuner. So you could nowadays that's an option. Back in the day it wasn't an option. Now you can tune it a certain tuning and just be like, I'll do like a couple switches down and be like, now I'm Black Dahlia. Now I'm, you know, I could do that back, but then back in the day you couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, that is game changing for sure. Or you could just have a lot of guitars, which I would never have until maybe now. But
it's a little more expensive than a pedal.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you're fucking with
all my guitars with all the different string gauges and tunings when I was a kid. I had no idea about tension or anything, and it was just
tension. You're just like, whatever, tune it lower, it's fine. And then like all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's a floppy noodle.
I tuned a 6-string to F one time trying to play Meshuggah.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but that was funny as shit, dude.
It's like why are the strings on my knees
I know
now?
that they what are they 7 or 8 string Meshuggah?
Yeah, so basically
it's
just
stuff.
It's gonna be the most.
So as soon as you said
floppy...
that, it just felt like noodles, you know, like floppy noodles.
Fucking Jedi.
Yeah.
I can't even see.
He started the whole like whole anti-Meshuggah, like fuck Meshuggah like thing.
Oh yeah.
Now they're making like a mode for it.
I always, every time we mention that, I look at the chat because I know he's gonna light up.
Yeah. For me, it's like kind of a boomer. It's like I'm kind of a boomer with some bands too, but like it's like you got to stick with your guns. Like fuck that band, dude. It's not. I'm not liking that band no matter what. You know, but like
I can fucking headbang to some Meshuggah for sure, dude.
But once you learn, like, I mean, once you listen to it, and like, because when you first hear it, yours, I mean, I got like an album that was like kind of like a Metallica sounding album when I first heard them. Jesus, and it was like it almost sounded like Metallica when I heard it. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then hearing like my brother gave me Chaos Fear, and I was like. Catching the you know, like trying to like fucking wrap my mind around it. Like I'm still like confused if when people like when Scott plays that shit, is that like memorization? Like is that like with the you know, there's a 4 there. Like are you just going like you like have to fucking listen to it a million times and figure it out, or is it like a count? Because I remember when we toured with Veil of Maya, they used to count it out. Like they'd be like, oh yeah, that riff is like 7 8 3 4 11 6. Dude. Yeah, I know that riff. And I'm like, what the fuck are you even like? What do those numbers even mean? I guess over 4 to then they would count it out. Like, you know, it's like they did like the Lost code, you know, like that show Lost. They like took that code and made a riff around it. And I was like, I'm still not understanding. Like, is it like memorization, or is it like, are you guys actually counting, or like what's going on? I mean, you guys. I mean, Chris, have you ever tried to learn a Meshuggah song? And if so, like how would you count it?
Sorry, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard, dude. Oh my god.
I've learned a few. No, yeah, I think it depends on the part. There's definitely some that are purely feel that I wouldn't be able to count out, just because you listen to it so many times and then you do it so many times it just clicks. And then, but there's some that are definitely more on the pattern side, like and that's where Gent kind of took it, was like Meshuggah usually the patterns are pretty straight up, like 3-2-2 whatever, but Gent started like Villa Maya with all the codes in the patterns and all that. But yeah, there's some Meshuggah parts where it's definitely like, I know this part does it 2 times and this part does it twice and this is 1. Like, the breaks in between or whatever.
Yeah.
Depends on the part.
I think that Meshuggah for me was most it was most powerful live, dude. Like that became like a hypnotic situation that you're in with a really good sound. Like they were killing it at Slammers, dude. And it is like, it puts you into a trance, dude. And you're feeling it and you're hearing it and you're grooving to it at the same time. Like that's my main Meshuggah experience.
It's like getting beat up. It's like showing up to a show and just getting
I
beat
listen
up.
I listen to Meshuggah songs because of the live experience that I got that one time, seeing him actually with Cynic. That's who I saw him with at Slim's, and it was a great night, and Cynic like main support or whatever. And but dude, Meshuggah, it was just 2 totally different vibes, and I loved both of them. And the trance thing that Joel had mentioned is exactly what it is, dude. You get into this like I'm gonna keep going as long as fucking Jedi Grind wants me to, dude, or doesn't want me to. Do you need it? All right. Yeah, never mind. You didn't see him live, so you don't fuck. Oh, wait, maybe you were there that night, Murray. I don't
think Murray hasn't seen.
He probably left as soon as Cynic was over, dude. He's like, "Fuck this."
I fell asleep.
No.
What's your favorite Meshuggah, Chris?
Probably Chaos Fear.
We are gonna keep it
Chaos
going.
Fear. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's changed so much over the years. Catch 33. I mean, nothing. That whole span of records. Oh, like every single one I had like a huge obsession with at some point in my life. But I think Chaos Fear is the one that's kind of settled for me. It's just so ridiculous.
Clockworks, that one song Clockworks or whatever, like that song, I was like, holy shit, this is like, I don't know, just watching the drum video, I'm like, what is even drums, dude? I don't even know what drums are anymore. Like watching just how he so confident and like how he does it, and I'm like, there's like 3 rhythms going on. I'm like, which one do I catch on to? Like I can't like, I'll be with a 4, just be like 1, 2, 3, because that's like why they're popular, because they have that 4 going where people could just do this, if they want to, they could just catch that 4 and just be like, but then like the shit under it, I'm like, and there's shit under the under, you know what I mean? Like there's like they just keep going like gnarlier and gnarlier, and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't even know what that like hidden rhythm is. Like every like 9 bars they like do this thing. It's like rhythmically, the first time I heard Meshuggah, when I heard Chaos Fear, I was like, I can't wait until a band takes this and starts writing riffs over it, because that was the first thing I heard. I was like, because I mean they're going like a lot of open and just dun, 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 like really like simple stuff, but I was like, write a riff under that shit that they're doing. I'm like, oh my god, that'll be like, and a lot of these new prog bands are starting to do it, but like, man, there's so many ideas that they opened up for so many bands, and obviously they started the Gent thing, which they're begrudgingly like, yeah, we started that. Fuck. Like, I can tell they're a little bummed on it, but they started it, and a lot of bands like took that and ran, and that's fucking awesome. They're just like the groundwork for, it's like a Black Sabbath of a rhythmic crazy metal band.
Totally, yeah. I think they're kind of the next in that line of like one of the most important bands for the genre. Like you can't find a band nowadays that like doesn't have some Meshuggah influence in it, even if they're like not extreme at all in the metal world. It's like they're probably playing a 7-string or something, or extended range guitar. They're just
like mainly Severed Savior. You hear a lot of Severed Savior. Meshuggah,
tons of Meshuggah.
Perfect timing, dude, because I'm literally waiting for the time where I'm gonna be like, all right, dude, let's end the worst 15 minutes of Cali Death podcast for Murray Fitzpatrick, dude. let's move forward from that.
I'm
dude.
searching,
because I want to get back on the Beatles, dude.
We should make some shirts.
We've been steering away from. I feel like
No,
we've been steering away
Chris.
from the Beatles way too
Chris,
much.
no, Chris,
man.
you're talking about the 7-string stuff. So like you got in the Corn thing. So same thing with me. Like seeing that like catalog with the 7 strings, I'm like, whoa, that looks so sick. You know what I mean? Like those Ibanez catalogs back in the day, and then Fear Factory, and then like understanding that B string and stuff. And I actually, for me, it was ended up like I was like all into it, and then I ended up ripping off the B string because I'm like I don't know, it's fucking me up. I was like a little kid. It's like a high school, 2001, 2002. I'm like, yeah, I'll do like Gear Talk alert. But no, it's seriously like it's a game changer when people figured out how to like use it, and then the 8 string use it correctly, like and like not like overuse it, but like use it tastefully, like Allegiant and certain bands. Like you wouldn't ever think that Allegiant was playing an 8 string until like I watched a video of them. I'm like, oh, you're like a shred band. Like why are you? Doesn't make any sense that they're using it, but there's really tasteful ways to like kind of incorporate it. You know what I mean? Totally.
Yeah, and I think like starting on a 7 at 13 definitely set me up to just like it's just such a part of me. Like I play a 7 in Zenith and I just ignore it for most of the set, like and playing the songs. Like it's just totally comfortable for me to.
What kind of guitar do you play?
Kiesels.
Sick, dude.
No, just real quick. So you play a Kiesel? Like what kind of keys? Is it a headless or is it a? Sorry, I'm just kidding. Anyways, back to
Man, what happened next? I can't remember. So middle school, I was like playing with a lot of friends. Had a few like attempts at bands. We would get together and just cover songs, like mostly Metallica and Slayer, stuff like that. And then I had this friend in middle school that we were totally on the same page. We were like, he had the same 7 string as well. And we were into all the same stuff. So we started kind of working on music together, and then met a few other friends from my younger stepbrother, and we all started jamming. And that was kind of like all of our first band. And it started out just doing covers, and then we were doing all the Big Four stuff and Lamb of God, whatever, all the typical, like all that stuff is Luca.
Shout out Luca.
Yeah, shout out Luca. I know most of you guys have met Luca.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at Psycho soon.
Luca and I are in a band called Piss. It's his band.
Are you sure my cat's not like the lead singer right now? Jesus, it's pissing.
I mean, he could be. I think we need one. So,
good Lord.
Anyways,
yeah. So, God, we were just like jamming random stuff, and doing that here and there. That kind of led into high school, and we started taking it more serious. Started actually writing songs, and that band was called Machine, and it was like Big Four thrash style stuff, and then started to get a little more technical kind of near the end. But that was like my first band experience, was writing with them. And like I would write full lyrics for one of the songs, and like I wrote a lot of the actual riffs and songs themselves and structured them. So that was kind of my first time really writing like real songs, not just like messing around with a few riffs and throwing it in Guitar
beginning
Pro.
to end, like complete full beginning to end. Yeah, start to finish, structured, like not 2 minutes,
like a real 3 to 4 minute like track. And then around that time, actually, my stepbrothers and I got into Guitar Pro, like with the tab stuff. And that, I mean, you guys obviously know, but that's like the most important tool ever. Like we just
definitely,
like I was putting everything in Guitar Pro, all my ideas and songs, and learning how to do it. And like even writing songs just in Guitar Pro at a super young age, just because I wanted to hear what it would sound like and try to figure out like how to do what I couldn't do on guitar,
You and Casey are the nerdiest Guitar Pro people I've ever met in my life.
Back in the day,
are the masters.
Power Tab.
Yeah. You guys are gnarly as fuck at it.
I fucking love
Carrie too.
t-shirt,
Carrie's
dude.
getting up there too with like the fucking the nerdiest that can go in that program, like especially with the updates and what you can do in it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
are you on 8 yet, Chris? Did you get 8?
No, I tried the demo out, and I don't know. I just like I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big of a jump.
Okay.
I guess. There's some cool stuff. Like you can mix in it now, like mix individual.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if I need that in Guitar Pro. But I don't know, I'll probably upgrade at some point. But right now, 7 is kind of doing it.
Can you put? I heard you can put like WAV files or whatever like in as your audio. And
Yeah.
you like play it, and it's just like you hear the audio as you play along to it.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can set up another track that has like whatever audio you want on it.
So it's kind of like a DAW. Like you have like MIDI, and then you have like WAV files and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The treble down, dude. It's too
I think that's kind of what they're moving towards, and it would be really cool to see like a Guitar Pro DAW. You know, if that's possible, like I would.
It'll come.
Use it.
I'm still waiting for the cloud-based where you can like share a file with people and then they can edit it and then they don't have to like send it back to you. It just like exists on the cloud. You could just go see what the newest updates are without waiting to have it sent. But that's not out yet. So yeah, that should be the next thing.
Step.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Google Doc.
That just made me think. Oh no, never mind. That would take us into another weed thing. I was just talking about the new that one Mario game where like you can make a level and then send it to somebody and they can edit your level. That's kind of where, because I'm not, I don't fucking.
That's another
when you
level.
guys talk about this shit, I'm like,
level for sure.
What am I gonna do while these guys talk about all this fucking shit and the fucking gear and all this kind of shit? I'm like, what am I gonna do? But I just attribute it to the Switch game. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, you make a game, somebody can
Mario
edit the
Pro.
game. Is that what it is?
Anthony
Mario
likes
Pro,
to talk
yeah.
about cars, so we should just relate it to cars.
It's like a transmission.
I
like
fucking
like
hate
it's like
talking about cars, dude.
Like a tire.
If you
It's
take
like a
this
tire,
into a
dude.
car thing, I'm going to fucking take a shit for the next 15 minutes.
It's a tire, dude.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
you're
tire,
writing you're on Guitar Pro when you're 9 years old,
dude. No,
and
man.
then you wrote the first Dreamer
I'm on-
album.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I was like, when did you start writing your own shit? When did it get that into that realm? Early
Yeah,
bands. We like to hear early bands. Don't tell me that Dreamer was your first shit, bro.
You might have missed some of that, Anthony.
Oh, I did. Sorry. All right, then move forward from that, dude.
No, just the brief recap is like late middle school, early high school. I had a band called Machine with some friends, and that was like the first experience writing and putting together songs and working with a group of guys, you know, doing the garage thing and you know, just doing that was like the first real band. Like
Cool.
I had done some other band stuff, but that was like we took it more serious. We were practicing a few times a week and like taking our songs serious, not just covering stuff.
Mhm.
And so we played for like a year and a half. We did like 10 shows or something throughout my freshman year of high school, like a bunch of backyard shows. Like little, I think we played Deep Yachts one time. Like what? So sorry, I'm just looking at Luca's comments. He's distracting me.
Wait, he's standing right next to you and
No,
he's
no.
doing comment? Oh, okay.
No, Justin just walked in as Luca was talking. It's too much.
He said,
Yeah, with that one. Yeah, we have a horrible artwork for one of the songs. I don't even know if it's still on YouTube, but
Bring Justin on camera. We want to see him.
Justin should.
Yeah.
He actually shepherded us. Or
yeah,
he
he's
was
been on camera for a while tonight. 'Cause
He-
he
he was
set
setting
up.
up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him. All right.
Dude, we had a pretty much the third official appearance from Justin tonight because he sat down and talked with us for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
I
for sure.
recommend to the listeners, if you have a chance to see Zenith Passage live, do it. They're
Mhm.
great as fuck live. They're so good.
Definitely.
And
Oh,
you-
well,
dude.
this guy would disagree.
Dude, Christopher, like when you guys played in San Diego, it was like, dude, you were so sick. Like you just fit right in. It seemed like you'd been in the band like for a long time, you know?
Yeah. No, you
It
nailed it.
fucking
Man.
was just, you
Cool.
just perfectly fucking fit. I mean, to me, it seemed like that. Fucking was badass. You guys
Yeah.
What
were
was
really
fun?
good.
It felt good.
I know if we're just gonna fast forward to Beattie being in Zenith, like watching those Twitch lives that you did with
Mhm.
BG and Justin all three of you. Those were super entertaining, dude.
Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tiring.
I'm so glad that like you're in that band. It's like perfect match actually. It makes a lot of sense actually. You know.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's been super exciting and fun, and dream come true.
Dreamer,
For
you're a
sure.
dreamer, dude. Yeah.
You are a dreamer.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's rewind back. Let's get to the place where Chris is starting to really get focused on writing music. Like, so how old were you at the time where you really dove in on that shit, dude?
I remember. So my younger stepbrother Brody, him and I were writing, like I said before, we were writing songs and like throwing riffs together and stuff from a super young age. We were kind of just always doing it. But Machine was the first time I was really diving in and writing songs that were like real songs. Like Joel said, like front to back, like finished. So I kind of got the bug from doing that, and like we were cranking them out so fast. Like I think we wrote like 8 songs over less than a year. And so like we were just writing, and then we were getting ready to do like, I think like a demo or something, just have it recorded. And then it just never happened. Like summer came, and then some of the guys just lost interest and wanted to do other stuff. And so I was just not about it. Like I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. Like this is all I want to do is write music. And over that time, like we were doing like thrash, like Big Four style kind of modern metal stuff. But I got like really hard into prog over that year, like BT Bam and Devon, and then all like the Sumerian, Veil of Maya, Born Osiris, all that stuff. So like my taste started changing, and I wanted to just do something completely different. So I started writing these weird, wacky prog songs in Guitar Pro and showing it to the guys, like kind of near the end of what we were doing. And they were just like, no, like, we're a thrash band. Like we're not doing this. And I was like, well, this is the only thing I want to do. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So that's kind of where it went. Like they lost interest, and then I was just like trying to go too far down the rabbit hole. And then there was a long period of time where I didn't really play with many people. Like Luca and I jammed in a couple bands together. We had one called Cadavers of Uranus, which was like a cephalic style grind, like joke band.
Cadavers of Uranus,
dude.
I had a band called Herpes in Your Ass, kind of on the
good.
Yeah, dude.
I was the drummer. It was a grind band where I just literally just tried to fucking but it really it sounded terrible. It sounded terrible. But we had a song called Razor Blade Toothbrush.
I did not know this. How are we just finding out about this right now? I don't understand. That's amazing.
It's literally, there's no recordings, no nothing, but we named a band Haya. It was an acronym for herpes in your ass, dude. All right, let's move on from that.
Yeah, so there were some little blips of playing with people. That was a really fun one. It was just like all of our friends just throwing together like a
video.
Song.
Is that those videos I saw?
Yeah.
Oh
I don't remember where they are. They might be on Facebook or something. But
yeah,
it was just this fun dumb grind project. But other than that, it was like just kind of writing stuff, and I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do because this whole that new like the prog stuff was so different for me at that age. Like I didn't grow up with prog. Like I got into it at grew up with, but I got into it later. So I had to like figure out how to write this style that wasn't like straight up metal. Like the longer songs and the odd time stuff. Like I was still wrapping my head around it. So I spent years just kind of woodshedding it in Guitar Pro, and like didn't really finish any songs, but I just had all these random ideas. And then I think near the end of high school, I started to actually put together like full songs again. And that was like not, I mean, I think they're on like a SoundCloud I have. And those are kind of like the early Dreamer stuff. They're not going to be released. It's a, different form of the sound. It was much more like gent, that kind of prog metalcore, like era stuff. But that's when I started to really hone it in. It was like, I was writing these songs that were still extreme and melodic, but then like go on these different journeys and had all these different parts to it. So that's when I kind of got the bug again and started like really throwing stuff out there. And it was all on Guitar Pro, you know, just sat on Guitar Pro forever, just plugging in notes. And like I wanted to release stuff so bad, but I didn't know how to record. I didn't have a home recording setup, and all I had was Guitar Pro. So it was just like, I can't do anything about this. And I didn't have anybody to play it with. So I just kind of like sat on stuff and just kept working for years. So
you'd write it first and then learn how to play it?
No, I've always written on guitar. What would usually happen is I would write something that was maybe out of my immediate level, but like I would write all the notes on guitar and then I'd have to like kind of get it up to speed. But it was always playable. It was never like throwing notes in and then like, oh, well, I can't do this. I always did it more as a way to document it and listen to it rather than as a way to like push a boundary, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
That's
one thing, cool thing about like, I mean, with Guitar Pro, it allows you to write a riff and then you could bump up the BPM and be like, well, you know, I got the riff down, so let's make it a little faster. Or, you know what I mean? Like, and you can actually do things like that with it too, where like it's pushing the boundary, but it's already a riff that you already had, or, you know, it's like, and now you're pushing it to a different, you know, speed, and now it takes on a different life of its own kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. It lets you just demo things. You know, it's like at that age, I didn't have the means to record. I couldn't buy a whole setup, you know?
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't. So Guitar Pro, that's why I think I got so comfortable and familiar with it, because it just became a way for me to demo stuff. And even my stepbrother started getting into that, like the recording stuff a little ahead of me. My younger one, Brody, and like he would throw it all into MIDI instruments. So instead of it being Guitar Pro sound engine, it would be like a MIDI, you know, like a better sound engine basically. So those were like some of my earliest song ideas and demos were for like this sound were with that. And it wasn't until like, I think 2016 when I started diving into recording, just to get the demos demoed, like literally just so I could show people a not Guitar Pro song.
You put together like pretty good fucking home recordings. Like, I mean, there's a lot of bands nowadays that, you know, or people nowadays that are like trying to get into it, or they, you know, they're only doing Guitar Pro. Like, what turns you to be like, or what kind of equipment were you using to get started with that? Because that's like a big deal, like to get like yourself, hearing yourself and being like, when you record yourself, like all your flaws come out, like what you're fucking up, like completely comes out and stuff like that. It's really actually important to like record yourself, like playing, because you're like, if you're in your room long enough, you're like, I can fucking nail it, like it's fucking sick, and then like you go into the studio and they're like, what the fuck, like you're way off, like what's, you know what I mean, like yeah, like it's really recording yourself. Like what for you, like getting from the Guitar Pro stage to the recording stage, like what was like the basic equipment you use? What would you recommend, like a guitar player listening or a bass player or any kind of, you know, home musician, like what would you recommend?
So when that little guy, Focusrite, there was so I think
that's what I got,
dude, that's the standard. That's still it.
Mine doesn't look like that, so mine's probably the cheaper one, but that's the thing that's been my shit ever
recording
since.
Yourself it teaches you a lot, doesn't it? You know.
It does.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Looking at the wavelengths and stuff, like the bar, like you're like, oh shit, well, I'm not hitting, you know, a note or two out of this, you know?
Yeah.
It like kind of like puts it in perspective, like, well, I gotta fucking work on it. It actually really pushes you. You get into that, you know, we're leveling up game, and then you record yourself and you get like put in your, like knocked on your ass a little bit, like, all right, well, you're not playing it right. So like it really like pushes you to actually
Ableton makes
harder.
It easier if you really if you figure it out, like you get into this rhythm, like with the vocals and recording the last time I did it, like you get into this rhythm where you just, and also you got to have, what's the thing that you like know when your shit's on time, or if you're metronome. Like a hair off? No, like it's not
latency.
Metronome. Latency. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be on your latency too. Because you'll not,
or just get a better computer.
Well, no. You gotta set it right. You get a better computer. Yeah.
No, but by ear, I'm talking about
your internal latency.
I'm talking about
Carrie. I went over to Carrie's house, and he was like, we were recording over there, and I was like, he's like, nah, you're a little off here, and I'm like, well, there's like an echo, so there's obviously like a latency thing going on, and he was like adjusting, he was like moving over his tracks a little bit, and I'm like, you're not off, dude. Your latency is like you're coming in at the right time, but the latency was fucking him up, where he was thinking that he was off, and I'm like, no. And I went in the settings and I changed it to like a faster latency, and like all of his tracks were just, you didn't have to edit anything, move anything over. Like latency was huge recording, and
the sample rate and the CPU,
the sample rate and all that. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Like getting all that shit down is like really important, because you're like, oh fuck, I'm off all the time. I don't know, maybe it's my.
Joel, remember like in like 2006 or whatever, and we get those like line 6 like interfaces, like the USB to our computers. We're like, yeah, sick, and the latency was just like, bang, bang, but you just couldn't even record. You're like, oh my god, our computers were so shitty.
It's all jun.
Yeah, it was like
jun.
Yeah, impossible. You couldn't record back then at home,
Yeah.
So yeah,
nowadays, they're dialing it in more, like with the CPU power and stuff like that. It's becoming more of a doable thing. So like, actually, it's not. You're getting your actual recording, not like a behind recording, because that's such a huge deal, man. It's like little things like that. That's why I was like talking with Chris, like, so I mean, like getting into recording yourself and stuff like that, like, and doing your home recordings, like what would, so a Focusrite, and just like what plugins were you using? Like what DAW were you using? Like stuff like that.
I think I started, there was this video that Misha from Periphery made, like, and it was just like a home recording basic, like for beginners, like how to start it basically, and I kind of like modeled it after that. So it was a Focusrite, and then I grabbed a little like cheap $50 DI box or something, and then I think I had bias. It was the first bias like effects,
positive grid.
Yeah, and then drums were Superior 2, and DAW was Reaper. It was just super simple.
Yeah,
and that was, I think the first thing I did to try to kind of get my bearings on it was covered Skin of My Teeth by Megadeth. Like I was like, I'm just going to do something simple and see if I can record it and make it sound decent. And then I immediately went into trying to do like Dreamer stuff, which was horrible, like a horrible thing to try to learn how to mix and record and play, like to start off with. That's why it's taken so long. It's like I had to get everything up to that level to do it, where I felt like it was like decent enough.
Definitely.
And that it helped the playing so much, because like I thought I was just like, okay, like it was like whatever, like I can kind of play this stuff, and then I would record and it was like you said, just completely off. Like looking at the waveforms, like I'm coming in so much earlier than you can even feel, like it really, you develop the feel for all that stuff.
The ear, definitely, dude.
Yeah, and you don't even really know like what to listen for. I
was gonna say that's the only thing that I think that I know that I can do when I'm listening to the recording aspect of it, is to know when I'm just slightly off. Like it's just like it could just be like a thousandth of a second, but I pick it up real quick.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want it to be off. You want it to be off like sometimes, because you don't want it to be like.
Yeah. No, that gives it a little flavor in certain areas, but I'm just like where it's like too much to where it just like makes you.
And you can hear it. You can hear something's different. You're like, something's like a little off, but you don't know what it is. And you look at the waveform. You're like, oh, well, it's because I'm like, oh yeah, like you said, like a thousandth of a second earlier, whatever. With harmonies and guitar.
Really, probably anybody else might not see it as I did, but just like there wasn't just like this little sliver of time that I was trying to get in and I didn't get there.
What I think we're talking about kind of two things a little bit separate. Like also there's like timing and recording and stuff, and like you can be like have perfect like latency things at settings, and then you can also start early or on the click or late to the click. You know what I mean? You can be behind or whatever, or pushing the tempo, and then you listen back and you're like, oh, I came in like, and I was doing drum recordings, and it's so like common to start late if you're starting on a 1.
Yeah.
I have to like push myself, like no, start like kind of early or come into it from a part before. So it's like recording is like kind of those two things together.
Yeah.
Latency is probably the most like scary thing. Well, not scary. I'm just saying, like, for a drummer, you have to pay attention. There's like so many different places that you could get off.
It won't be an issue usually with like if you're recording like with drums. There won't be like an issue with latency usually, because there's so many different tracks, and you have to be like in probably a nice studio, so it probably
Well-
wouldn't be too much of an issue. But guitar at home, and you don't know the settings, and they're like incorrect, and you're like, yeah, that's.
But there's still the
fucks you up.
flavor aspect of it too. Like sometimes flowing in and out of that still is sick. Like the drummer on
difference-
I was gonna say
Latency is just a setting on you can just go to the audio settings and turn the sample rate to use more CPU. It's not like you shouldn't be hearing so much latency that it actually affects your recording. Like if that's the case, then we got to adjust your settings, you know. Like when you're in a studio, I mean, it's like there might be a little bit, but it shouldn't be like like off.
Yeah, where it's like an echo.
That's
it's like a delay pedal with the drums, you know. Then you're like, fuck,
you know. And like in the studio, but one thing that's fun though is like recording yourself versus being in a studio with like an engineer or like someone who acts as a pseudo producer or whatever. And like for me, just recording and just like having someone just tell me like, just stop me in the middle of my playing and just go like, no, that was shitty, do it again. And I'm like, that's not like shitty or whatever. He didn't say it like that, but it was just like, that's sloppy. No, that wasn't very good. Like, and I'm just like,
let's not waste time. Let's just go back and do it.
Just do it again. And I'm like, okay. He's like, okay. And you have to just swallow your ego and just go, no, it's all about like the best take. And I think the thing that really helped me was just going like, he has a better ear. Like my ear is like convoluted or jaded to like, or whatever. Like I'm in this, or James,
Totally.
but it's murky. Like I'm like recording. I can't think as straight. Like he has ears behind a studio, like in a board. He can hear it perfectly. I have to trust him. You know, just go, look, man. Like you're right, dude. Whatever you say, I'll just do it again. It's all good. You know, just swallow your ego. Just don't be like, oh, what are you talking about? Like fuck that.
Yeah, Joseph, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh, also when I record drums, I don't even have drums in my in-ears. I just am listening to the track and then I can hear myself like acoustically. So I don't have to listen like with guitar. You have to hear back what your guitar is, you know, how it's processed. So with drums, you can do without that if you are comfortable without it. So then it's another way of avoiding latency. But anyway, and I'm in my studio where I recorded earlier today, by the way. So
nice.
You know,
recorded. Just the live playthroughs.
Yeah, I did a ominous playthrough. I'll put out a little clip for that to promote the tour next.
And I saw a Consume the Forsaken playthrough too. That was dope.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm glad you caught that.
I saw
that.
Fuck
Yeah,
really
dude.
Sick.
I am excited to play these fucking 14 songs in one night, and then I probably won't touch those songs for a while. But
really?
what I want to say is I really want to focus on Dreamer. Because it's the sickest band I'm in.
Good call.
I'm not ashamed to say that. All the other bands I'm in, I love, but I think Dreamer is the sickest band. So I want Chris to talk about how he started Dreamer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're pretty much right there. That kind of came hand in hand with the recording thing. I think so. Like I said, I had those first couple songs I had finished in high school, and that was like the kind of the first incarnation of it. That's when I figured out, like, okay, this is the sound that I want to be doing.
Was that 1720? Or wait, fuck! I wanted to call it 1720.
1720, dude.
1020.
Isn't
it?
That 10, 11, 10, 14, 10, 11, 10 shit, bro.
The 1020
knows
was
it better than me.
That was like the fourth one. It's
okay.
Happy. Have you heard Happy Schmaffy? It's on the
yeah,
SoundCloud.
Happy Schmaffy. Yeah.
There was that one, another one, and then there was a third one that still could be a Dreamer song. It's like that was the first really long one. It was like 11 minutes, and
I think you sent that one to me.
The Too Fast for You, yeah, that one.
Yeah, Too Fast for You.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one was when it really clicked. It was
because too fast for me.
Yeah, really. I was like, for years, I was just trying to chasing the BT Bam thing. Like it was like, this is all I want to do. I just want to sound like BT Bam pretty much. Or it was like, I think I kind of modeled it. It was like BT Bam and the Contortionists were the two. It was like, I want it to be all weird and proggy and, you know, long form song structures like BT Bam, but then have the like modern edge and the like emotional response of the Contortionist. And then, so that first song came out, and I think that was one of the first ones I tried to record too. And it's like 11 minutes. It's all over the place, super techy, like just ridiculous, and spent forever trying to record that and getting it to sound decent. And then from there, I just kept writing with no real goal. It was just like I wasn't really thinking about EPs or albums. It was just like, I just want to write songs that kind of sound like the things that I like. And then it was like years of just writing and collecting all these songs and ideas, and just kind of like woodshedding, basically. Like, is this what I want to do? Is this what I want to do? Like, oh, this one's closer to the sound, so like I'll try to do another song kind of like that. Until it eventually led to, I think, well, I mean, no one else really knows, but you guys kind of know, the Closer Separate on the first album, or the first two that like came out of that bunch. And that was, you know, super long prog BT Bam / Fallujah inspired stuff. And
I showed Joel that song because I recorded bass to it, so he's heard that song.
That was the one. Yeah, that was the one you showed him. And that's when it really clicked. That's when I felt like, all right, this is the sound that I need to be focusing on. And then I spent like a couple years then kind of from there. I had gone through, like right after those, I went through a breakup that like kind of floored me. And then I was just like, all right, like the only thing I want to do now is like play guitar. And like, I just put everything into that. Like, I was just going to put all the emotions and all that into music. And what ended up coming out was this first album, just like 2 years of, you know, stuff. And I wrote tons in between that. That's going to probably be future stuff as well. But, the album, it just kind of came together, you know, the way it did. Like, I just kept trying to write in that style. Every new song was like, oh, that was cool. I should try to, you know, do like this part a little more on this song, you know, like just trying new things. I should like repeat this part's a little more in the next one than I did in this one. And then this part should have a section like that, you know, until there it is. Until Hollow, for the 3 that are released, Hollow was the first one that like it was, again, one of those moments it clicked again. It was like, this is it. Like I was so proud of that song when I finished it. And it, like, from there, Space and then another one happened super fast. And it, I don't know, I just kept grinding it out. It was like every new riff I was trying to write would turn into some crazy section, and then I would just go off of that. And I'm probably rambling a little bit. If you can,
love it.
If you have any specific
this
questions
is the ramble we want.
Oh yeah, we wanted it all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, Pizza Thrash. Yeah, that's the newer stuff. Yeah, I was just trying to explore.
For the listeners, I love that whole statement right there. It's like, I was just trying to think, Pizza Thrash. Yeah.
You know, a big thing was, like, for a long time, like near the end of high school and stuff, I got so out of like traditional metal, I guess. Like, I was just all into like prog, and then what was happening with like the gent movement and stuff. And it kind of took me getting back into extreme metal to, like, it kind of lit the fire again. Like, it was like, oh, this is the reason why I am doing it in the first place, you know?
Totally.
And I was probably like I think I was like early 20s at that point. Like, it just kind of, it gave me like a second wind, and I was just like, this is the music I love. So like, why am I ignoring it? And then it was like the prog stuff and the metal stuff came together in the combo that it did, you know?
Yeah.
And
what a good band to be like into, like as like a, you know, BT Bam or something, like what they're doing with the prog and the metal, like how they, and there's so many bands that I'm like obsessed with now, like more than death metal at the moment, like, you know, like Haken and Caligula's Horse. It's like a prog, it's like a up and down journey of like
I was gonna
highs
say,
and
like,
lows. You know,
a perfect
it's like
example
heavy.
of a band that like started one way and then became this thing. Because if you listen to that first BTBM in the Silent Circus, the Silent Circus was like the bridge to like what they became. But like those first 2 records are where I got into it, and then I followed them all the way to Colors, I think. And then after that, I kind of fell off. But those up until Colors, like that band, for me personally, I'm saying they could still blow my mind after I just don't know the stuff after Colors. That stuff was amazing, dude. So like, I mean, I just doing the BTBM love thing. Sorry.
BTBM. No, totally. They like I was familiar with some prog stuff before them. Like I got into
like
Casey handed me a joint.
deconstruction.
Sorry.
That's what's
Devin
up,
Townsend
dude.
directed
Wait,
Deconstruction.
oh shit, we got the banana smoking weed on this bitch, dude.
Anyways, no, we were in the middle of a story.
Don't get too high, Joel.
Nah, now I want to see where this goes.
I'm muting myself.
But yeah, so like
that blunt cough on the channel, dude. I want to hear it.
keep it going, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. BT band.
Oh, he went for number 2, dude. Oh shit. It's
All right,
birthday
BT
time. It's birthday banana time, bro.
Oh yeah, I get to use the birthday card, right?
There you
That
go.
is
Yeah.
your birthday card. Yeah, this is your
I
birthday
got older
episode, bro.
yesterday. It sucks. After 35,
No, it doesn't.
it's the worst
You
thing
feel
ever. It's
the
like, ah,
same.
fuck, the number gets all weird. You have to like show it to people. Anyways, yeah, BTB. I mean, I have the dusty fucking guitar actually with all
Yeah.
realm and stuff. We recorded a lot, all the leads and everything is all that guitar, that PRS guitar. I love BT man, but I actually was a late bloomer with them. I came in maybe at the end of Colors. Great Mr. X, my favorite. That's like my favorite. It's like 4 long songs or something, 4 or 5 long songs.
So good, yeah.
So good. And they were playing. That's when I met you. That's like when I met you in person. Was at the at that amphitheater with Joseph and Kate, not Casey, but Trevor, and I think your bass player Ricky was in there. And
Yeah,
like,
Rick was there.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Ricky. I met
And
you guys
Derek
in Vegas
Rickless.
together,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Ricky
yeah.
was in Vegas too, right? Am
Oh,
I
yeah.
not mistaken? Yeah.
Small world, dude.
That's a great band to fucking get to draw influence from because they're so perfect and dialed in live, and they have so many. Like I said with the Prog thing, Prog means nothing. I mean, it means everything though. It means like you could do whatever you want. You could put on a sitar into a part, and it's Prog. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I love about Prog is the palette is so like not boxed in. It's like completely just like what you could throw in a part that's Eastern music. You could throw like whatever you want. It's Prog. Like you're doing something different is what Prog means to me, and that's why I love it so much.
I don't agree with that.
Joel.
Sorry.
Got him out. Got him out.
No, for real. Like that, what you just said sounds like Bungle or like the other shit. That's not
pretty
Prog.
Prog. Avant-Garde and
just call
Prog are
that
pretty
Prog.
fucking close. They're pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Avant-Garde Prog.
Yes.
I would not call. I mean, maybe they
You can have an
touch on
avant-garde
Prog.
part in a Prog song.
Yeah, but a bungle would just have a
I just
Prog
ruined you
part.
with that. You're ruined. You got ruined.
No. Bungle is a genre hopper. Like Prog is a
So
genre.
is Prog.
But they're not one genre.
They can though.
So you're saying if you take in a bunch of different elements of music, you're Prog?
Depends on how crazy and how like if it's insanely like trippy
That's what you
weird stuff,
said.
and that's avant-garde. If it's got like a main
I don't
basis,
even call that avant-garde either. It's genre hopping.
if it's like a main basis, like there's one style of music, and you can add an Indian part here. You can add like a African beat that you heard
okay,
somewhere.
but do a
can add,
callback.
like-
So is Crotch Duster Prog?
That's pretty good point. But you're still wrong though.
I think it depends on like when you hear
bad
Prog,
yeah.
like a Prog song will sound like kind of the same song the whole time, even if it gets weird or
Yeah, it has a
off.
theme.
It's like where when you listen to like the first Bungle record, it's like it sounds like a bunch of different songs sandwiched together, which and I mean that's what's
All
so
of them.
sick about
All
it.
of
But
them.
I don't. Yeah, the avant-garde thing. I don't know how to exactly define it, but I feel like there's a different feeling with that.
Well, I think our podcast is Prog. Like we'll start with the main basis of everything, and then like we'll go in the weeds a little bit, and then we bring it back to the main theme of like, well, okay, you're this age. That's what Prog is to me. It's like,
All right,
there's
but
a
check
main
it out.
theme.
Avant-garde is French for the front of the line. So any
That's weird.
avant-garde music that is happening is the brand new shit. Like nobody's ever heard it before. That's
Fucking
like
Stone now. What the fuck happened?
nah, just roll with me then, bro. Just fucking take the ride. So
Have you
if
ever
it's
smoked
front
weed,
of the
Joel?
line,
A couple times.
Okay.
front of the line. So that's the thing. Like avant-garde music really isn't anything you've already heard. It's supposed to be the front of that, above that, and it's really hard to get to avant-garde now. Dude.
I want Casey has something to say.
I had this crazy professor at SF State. Dave Suzuki, or no, Dean Suzuki.
Dave Suzuki.
Sorry.
He's like Latter Man.
Yeah, he Christianized. He taught the whole college how to play. It was insane. No, Dean Suzuki. He has a radio show up there. I can't remember what the show is called.
Oh shit!
But he's really into all kinds of like cutty experimental avant-garde music. Blah blah blah. He has a PhD in minimalism. Like,
whoa.
He was like,
whoa.
He was like the four, Lamont Young, Terry Riley, and Steve Reich, and Philip Glass, like the four main, minimalist composers. Anyways, but he explained we had to write these crazy papers on it and all this research and all this crazy ass shit. Anyways, but the point is that the distinction between avant-garde and experimental music was basically like avant-garde is like there's some kind of structure there. So it's like okay, like say you're like a director, like say even like David Lynch or something, like it's like he has like a structure to like what he's like, it's like insane, but it's like there's like some kind of pattern, but like experimental is just like completely like there's no structure at all, like just
it's like changing directions,
like it's just
constantly.
like whatever happens, complete improv, but with no structure at all. So that's like the farthest direction of experimental, then the farthest direction of like avant-garde. But when you say, I mean, avant-garde, it's a lot like you think of like it's like very arts, like it's like they're doing these crazy outlandish things like in like an artistic like way of fashion of like putting like Velvet Underground or something, like
I think artsy is a good word for that.
Yeah,
and encapsulates the avant-garde vibe a little more than I think it does for Prog. I mean, it's both artsy, but like when I think of avant-garde, it's usually like pretty weird, like high art stuff,
right? High art. Interesting. That's a good point. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So yeah,
to me, in like my brain, avant-garde is just like, oh, it's above your, it's like above you. It's like we're above you. Like, check this out. Like, we're doing something that you've never thought of.
Like
now we're hovering above you.
Like avant-garde coffee would be like a bunch of little tiny cups of coffee spaced in like patterns of 3, and you have like I drink like 3 little cups of coffee, and then
each one's a different temperature,
and then I drink 3 more cups of coffee.
I think avant-garde coffee is like they just like dump a Dr. Pepper in your coffee, like
so that's experimental.
That's experimental. That's Prog.
Yeah, Prog. That's Prog. Well, Prog in a sense is like avant-garde, but Prog.
That's what I'm saying.
Prog is it's basically it's early technical. Like when you think it's really just like Prog is like Rush, King Crimson, like because it started with prog rock. I mean that's where it came, like progressive rock. So it's like really it's just like Rush is like the the classic, like okay, they're a rock band, but they're like progressive rock, like they're they're going in this
experimenting,
because it's like okay, we could say all the 70s like Return to Forever, that's prog, but not really. That's like fusion fusion jazz, like, and they have their own genres. Like there are overlapping genre things, like with the minimalism stuff that overlaps a lot with krautrock and like Tangerine Dream and like the German stuff at the time that was coming out in the early 70s that totally relates to like Philip Glass and minimalism, but they didn't want to be called minimalism, or at least that's what I was, whatever.
No one wants to be called what they are.
Nobody wants to be boxed in.
Yeah,
once you're boxed in, then you're something.
It's like deathcore, like deathcore
outside of everything.
Yeah, deathcore got humongous, and they're like, "We're not deathcore." It's like, you might as well just like hold like new metal, same thing. Yeah, same thing.
We can go deeper into
like,
the
new metal.
The Norwegian second wave and the first wave, they all stopped doing it as soon as it got labeled.
Well, what genres do that is kind of a bummer a little bit. They kind of like they're like, oh yeah, they're just blimp. It's like, oh, they're in a box that they. Yeah. It's like it's kind of like a diss almost to be like, yeah, they're they're a this box is what they are. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say like a diss necessarily, depending on what style of music you're. But like avant-garde or prog, if they're like, yeah, they're just one of these boxes, like one of those kind of minds of like a prog person or avant-garde person, like, fuck you, like we're so much more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And genres are for when you get in those like more fucked up like realms of music and pushing boundaries, like to box in as like genre or another genre, it's kind of like disrespectful to them. It's like
I don't
know.
Well, everybody kind of puts a little bit of themselves or more of a little bit in certain times into their own art, so it becomes part of your ego, and you get all egotistical, dude. And it's like, this is what I feel that you sound like, and it's like, no, this is what I was trying to be. Yeah.
No. This
Are
right
you
here
guys
is the
laughing
most
at me
murderous-
or chat?
No, this that's
right.
the chat.
All right.
He's like, he talked about. He said BT band like once, and we're like, dude, the difference between avant-garde and fucking prog.
Hey, I was in the bathroom. I just got back, and I.
No, I was. We were fully in it while you were peeing, dude. But anyways.
And it's just me right now, guys.
Those are good
What up?
weeds.
Cheers to all y'all.
We need a blowtorch for these weeds, dude.
Burn them down. Yeah, we keep coming back.
Send in the fucking helicopters, dude. With the flame retardant
right.
bombs, dude.
So can I
Joseph,
catch
pull
us
us
up
together,
for the...
please. Pull us together. We need you.
Okay.
We need you.
So it's 2020. I go to NAMM, and I go with some of my friends.
Wait, no, 2019, I think.
2019.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because we met way before COVID.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm with some friends, and I'm with them, and then we walk by Chris, and they're like, "Oh, what's up?" And I don't know who he was, and I like let them kind of talk, and then I'm like waiting for my introduction. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is another guy who auditioned for our band." He responded to the same Craigslist ad that you did, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I remember that ad was like, "We want to make like brutal technical death metal," and I was like, "Okay, so this guy's obviously sick." And
we want to get moms into metal. We need to get moms into metal.
and then we ended up just like hanging out the whole day at NAMM together, pretty much. And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm in this band," so I like followed him on Insta, and then like he drops Space like a month or two later.
No. You're getting the time wrong.
What?
No.
Hey, didn't Space come out in March?
No, so we met January. It was 2019 at NAMM, and then Space didn't come out till March 2020.
Dude, I think we met that 2020 NAMM, dude. Because I thought it was only a couple months before the song dropped.
No, because
it a whole year
it was a whole year.
Year and change. Damn.
Because I met Jay and Puya in 2018, and then met you at that NAMM 2019, and then we had all hung out and jammed the one time, and then I had asked you to do drums. I don't know if you remember that. I sent you a bunch of songs, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to play drums?"
So now,
that might have been when I was like failing out of grad school, so I was like,
I think it was. You were just. You said you were way too busy with.
So what did you know? What did you know of Professor's previous catalog that made you ask that question?
I really didn't. At the time I had really no idea who Disgorge was, or I didn't know. He was just like, "Oh, playing a brutal death metal band." I was like, "Cool," but I think it was after we jammed, because we all hung out. Another time, a few months later.
You just got to know how he played in person first.
Yeah. Well, we just there was a kit at this practice space we were all at, and then I brought my stuff, and it just kind of turned into Joseph and I playing like Morbid Angel songs
and Gojira,
yeah. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy gets it," And then I sent him all the early demos of stuff. It wasn't even really the stuff that we have now for Dreamer. But yeah, it was just not the right time, but we obviously stayed in touch. And then he got me in touch with the guys from this band Shaw Nova that I was playing in for a little bit. And so then we were all, kind of connected and all that. And then, so that's fast forwarding to, what is that? Late 2019, early 2020, I was playing with that band, and then working on the Dreamer stuff, getting it to the point where it was okay, I'm finally going to release something. And I had the name at that point. I was getting the logo made, and I was just going to approach it like I just have to get it out, just to do it. I was just getting so antsy just sitting on everything. It was I don't really care what comes of it. I just want it out and want to start the project to just get the name out, just so. I was also worried as what if another band comes along called Dreamer, takes the name
there's a few Dreamers out there. I was trying to tag you guys on the post today, and I was there's some other Dreamers.
And I'm not throwing shade when I say it, but it's a John Zorn project too. But I mean, that name is so common. It's Dreamer, yeah. But it doesn't matter because you're the metal dreamer.
That was it. Yeah. When I was looking into it, the only thing I could find was like some stuff from like maybe the 80s, like a defunct kind of band, like a rock band or something. But there was nothing in the metal world like even close that I could really find. And I mean, I think there is one like older.
Well, like Dream Theater, the word dream too, but I mean, it's still a word that's interesting enough to be part of a band name.
It's cool. It's cool because you say dreamer, like, and people are like, what? Like immediately they kind of like talk about the name for a second. You know, it's like brings that like it just sticks with you a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's when I mentioned the John Zorn project that I obscurely know about. It's an obscure thing.
Avant-garde, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not an avant-garde. It's actually pretty. It's also music for moms and dads too. And but what I'm saying is like that project's always going to be in the deep, like little pocket of for only those people. Well, there's this other project that is what all of us think is like a huge thing coming out and blossoming, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I know you're rocking the Zenith passage shit right now, but I'm saying like Dreamer needs to come. What we've been talking about, this is like a mystery to most people that are listening to this.
I know,
now, dude.
Yeah, it's eating away at me every day. Trust me, it's like always at the front of my mind. Especially because I'm like probably halfway through the second record when the first one's like not even close to coming out.
That's like, what I'm saying. And we've been hearing it from the professor for a while now, dude. And we've heard what we've heard. And we're like, wait, what the fuck is going on over there? Like, we need to light a little fire under the beetle.
My favorite story is, I think it was a podcast that we did. It was the one we did with Intronaut, that me and Professor did. And we were just hanging out, like having a beer, playing pool or whatever in my house. And he's like, check out my demo or something. And I was like, I gotta hear someone's demo. You know, like, you're like, you have to go like this, no matter if you like it or not. You have to go do this. Fuck yeah. You know, it's like, you kind of put up, when someone shows you their stuff, you don't like, I don't really like that very much. You can't like it feels like it's, so I was like, in this mode, it was like, yeah, I'm going to like it no matter what. Then you played it for like, I don't know, 2 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like mad that I didn't really know. I was like, whoa, this is gnarly. And I was like texting everyone immediately and showing it to them, like, and they're like, what the fuck?
And at our age in reality, like, to get that feeling is few and far between. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like tooting our own horns, but I'm just saying, like, at this time in our life, like, for something to like get us excited in the metal realm, it like it's doesn't happen as quick as it used to, you know. And Dreamer was one of those moments for us where we're like, oh shit, yes, there's still energy, there's still fucking new little jizz and mojo coming to the fucking. I should have said mojo first. Sorry.
There's new ejaculate like everywhere, dude.
We got hashtag beat it out, dude. Hashtag
beetle it out.
Beetle it out.
Beetle it.
Master Beattie.
Master Beattie. Oh shit. Anyways, so yeah, no, fucking Dreamer. So right now, obviously, like, you know, I was hyping Dreamer, and that's part of the reason why you probably linked up with a few people, and that Dreamer's not happening now, which is kind of like, I mean, it's still happening. It's still happening. It's still happening. But I was like all excited about it. Then like you joined Zenith, and I was like, well, that's fucking rad. Like, you can't like. No one's complaining about that. It's like you and fucking Brandon getting in fucking Zenith with fucking Derek. Like,
dude,
like,
so rad. You guys played so good. But are you gonna do that fully? Or like what? Like, I don't even. I mean, when are you gonna do the Dreamer full length? We need to know because it's so good, dude.
In the hot seat, dude.
All right, yeah. Chris, you answer, and then I'll give you my own answer.
Yeah, I think for a long time it was just, like I said, it was literally a case of like needing to learn it and figure out how to do this stuff. Because truthfully, my playing level to where I want it to be to play this stuff, I think I only really hit over the last like year and a half. Like it could have been done before, but it just wasn't it wouldn't have been what it could have been, you know. And even just my sense of like melody and stuff and just adding different layers. Like I know they say you shouldn't just sit on the same songs and like work on them forever, but they are truthfully better now than they would have been like if I'd somehow put them out a couple of years ago. And
real quick, it's like, you know, it's like one of those things that like I mean, after learning it, you go through the sorry, I'll go to me. But it's one of those, you know, you learn something, you learn the process where it took forever to fucking like get something all dialed in and stuff, and that's learning right there. You know what I mean? Like from then, like you'll understand the mistakes, the things you didn't like or whatever, and it will kind of in the future expedite processes of you. Now, what are you cracking right there? Was
nothing?
Is it some sort of adult beverage?
No, it's water.
But yeah, no, it's one of those definite like learning processes. You know, it's like yeah, one song took you maybe a year and a half, but like the next one's not gonna be. It's not gonna be a year and a half per song. Like it's like part of the hoop you had to go through to like, you know, dial something in, get something super good, and then like now it's like, okay, well, I have this new filter that I have that after listening to myself play, going forward, I could do this, and that, and it would be like more of a expedited process. It's not gonna be like a year and a half per song, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. With the writing, like it used to take me like I mean, I would work on one song for like a year straight, like in high school or whatever, and just that one song. And I didn't understand the value of like jumping between other ideas and giving your brain a break, you know. And then as it started to flow, it was like each one kind of got faster and faster. Like even though the songs got more complicated, it was like I just had the you know, knowledge of how to put it together or whatever, or like things that I would look for.
Giving your brain a break that's a big term right there. Like just stepping away, like walk away.
It's so important.
Know? Yeah. Because you'll hear something over and over again. You're like, it sucks, and then you'll immediately change it. Casey's, Jesus Christ,
he's going wild right now.
He's wilding with
break the fourth wall. Casey's going view friend. What are these called? The views. Different views of us each. Yeah, for the listeners, we don't even know what to say to that.
I was like mid thought, and now I can't even remember what we're talking about. But
give your brain a break.
Yeah. Give your brain a break. Exactly. That's like what Paul the last time was saying. Is like, you know, a lot of people that I've looked up to are like, you just have to walk away and go back tomorrow, or like take like a 3-hour break, go eat, go listen to it, maybe again on your way back. And be like, oh, it's not so bad. That, you know, at the time you're like, scrap the whole fucking, you know what I mean? Like
the law of diminishing returns, dude. You get to a certain point where you're just gonna be not getting anything out of it and losing something in the process.
A fresh brain is huge. But Joseph, what do you think?
So I know how to play the entire Dreamer LP1 on drums, with the exception of one breakdown in this one song that's fucked up. It's like a minute long. It's like, math homework. But I'm ready to record in this room I'm in. I have great mics set up. I'm down to try recording in here. All I need is the time. And I was going to try to carve out some time this fall to record the drums for LP1. And we need a singer. We have some people we've been talking to, including a guy who's really promising and we're stoked on. But we kind of want someone who is more comfortable and more experienced with clean vocals in addition to death metal vocals. So if there's anyone out there listening who's like, hey, I want to sing for the new Prog death metal band, Extreme Prog style, who isn't Kyle from
I'm not doing clean vocals, guys. You're flashing it to me, dude. I'll do the death metal
that was me. Yeah. That was me. I just did a flash though.
Then I think we'd have it together. In the meantime, we've all been gaining like super valuable like industry experience. I like went off and joined the Lost to Lucy and then have been doing some hired stuff. Chris joined Zenith Passage. Our other guitar player, Zach, has been on tour with another band called He Films the Clouds. We actually saw them live last week. They're fucking sick. Zach is fucking
super sick.
What style of music?
It's post-hardcore kind of.
Okay.
It's like Gavin Dancy periphery, like super technical, notey, but like, you know, big choruses with like singing and stuff, but then like really brutal out of nowhere.
He films the Clouds. Yeah, sick band. So I think that when we do get our like act together and fucking group up, like we will be better than we would have been if we had started out without that experience.
Yeah.
I also want to say that there is a chance, and I'm worried about, where we like all kind of fall apart or like kind of drift away, and there needs to be a center of gravity holding it together. I think when we were preparing to do the Obscura show, we were as solid as we were ever. We had like rehearsed the set. We were gonna fucking kill that show, and then we had COVID. All of us got COVID at the same time, and we couldn't play it. So that was kind of a big, like looking back in retrospect, that was like a big blow. It didn't seem like that big of a deal in the moment after, because we're like, it's one show, whatever. But like that really killed a bit of momentum we had at the time. So I think it would take some support. Like every time someone's like, what's up with Dreamer? It really like gets the nagging feeling back in me where I'm like, I know, dude, I'm too fucking split, between all these other things. I wish I could just focus on like one or two bands where I'm like really, really committed and believe in it. So every time anyone says anything, it like helps. So I appreciate the people who have.
Well, they always say that if you can dream, you can believe, dude. So, I'm just saying.
I will not tolerate those lame ass fucking.
I think,
but actually, I think Joel is our biggest fan. So shout out Joel and Casey.
Definitely.
You're a great fan, and Anthony too.
Dude,
but
what
I think
up,
Joel's
dude?
the biggest
Cali Death crew, bro. I mean, Joel definitely pushed hardest for you guys, and so far, like you guys got opportunities.
I would do it all just for Joel. I would record the album, knowing if it was a black hole type situation, I would still do it. I'll just be like, "Here, take this. I'm going. No one else can hear it." Okay,
true. I appreciate that. I love that. Yeah, I mean that's like. Like I said, what we talked about earlier is like the, like a band that's like nowadays you're like, whoa, like you get that feeling again. Like
it's probably your mom that got you into it, dude. Your mom was into it first, dude. Your mom was into it first, dude.
Dude, your mom, dude. Sorry.
No, dude, like, she still listen to Peter Cetera, dude. Come on.
Yeah. No, it's really cool, refreshing. It's got like I'm going down that prog rabbit hole. I've been doing it for like, I started with death metal or like new metal, then death metal, and then thrash death metal. Then it went to like, technical stuff, and then you hear these prog bands, and you're like, whoa, like they're changing like one like beat of one measure and one riff, and you're like, that's fucking sick, like like, and no one else is gonna get it. It's not that I want them to get it. I'm like, dude, they did that riff like one note different the second time, and for me, like I get excited over like the nerdy like things that I can find in the music. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking. It's like actually catching on and being like a fan of a story. Like, okay, well, I don't know, I'm drunk.
Yeah. No, I
dude, we're overdoing it on the drinking this week because we tried to keep our shit together last week, and we did a pretty good job at doing it, dude.
I could tell.
We're like, we're like, oh, dude, now it's fucking time to party. And nothing against you, the Beatle, but I'm just saying, like, dude, like last week
that was a special one.
Dude, we gotta fucking stay in it, dudes. Come on, we gotta stay in it. And now it's like, oh shit, we're just partying with the bros, dude. And now we're like, oh shit, we drank way too much tonight.
I was stoked. Just like, I mean, it's such a comfortable episode with fucking Chris coming on. It's like, someone that every time I see in person, I'm like, warm hug. I'm comfortable. Like, it's like, someone that's it's not like a fucking Paul Masvidal or you saw a huge person coming like, oh shit, well, like being on your, like, I feel like super comfortable about this episode. So I was like, this whole day, I was like thinking about this episode coming up, and I was like, this is gonna be a chill hangout. Like, no pressure.
And we're doing the party thing. We're extending your birthday too.
I have a question.
At the same time too.
Oh, good question. Good question. Go for it.
Ready for our guest?
Hit it.
So basically, like, so Chris, you are awesome, and I noticed you're growing a beard recently, and I think it looks great. I think you're a very strapping, young-looking, awesome guy,
young lad.
But I really was into your mustache before, and it's okay that you have a beard now. But I thought your mustache was like iconic. It was like like Scorpion.
It was a
like,
throwback.
Fucking, Roth, dude, whatever.
It was a Scorpion.
Fucking dude. I don't know, man. You had a great mustache, and so I'm just saying, like, you look great, but I'm just wondering what was the decision there with the beard.
It's just a new era, you know.
Yeah, new era.
I had the stash for a year and some change, and then I don't know. It was like the 4 days on tour, and then like a couple days of being tired after, and then it was like, well, might as well.
So you're out on tour, like, fuck shaving on tour. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4 days.
growing.
So
Yeah.
That's why I used to buzz my head. I used to like not even deal with hair. I was like, I would have like a haircut and be like having to like even just the 2-inch hair that I had, like just having to like deal with it, like not getting showered over and over again. Like it was just like a gnarly mess,
Yeah.
And like all the guys with long hair just sitting there just like combing their hair. I'm like, I'm getting rid of like everything that has to do with like maintenance. Maintenance.
I'll say on the Severed tour. So I shaved my head before the Bloodletting tour, and then on the Severed tour, I was shit. I actually bicked my head one time because I watched Murray do his shit. Which, by the way, Jedi Grind shout out again. He fucking would use no soap, no nothing. He just fucking scrape a fucking bick across his head, dude.
I do that shit too.
Oh, dude. Well, I should say no water. He was doing it with water, but like nothing else, dude. And I'm like, this motherfucker.
Wait, Joel, you don't have a bald head though. What are you talking about?
Oh no, just like shaving. I don't use.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the top of your head.
No, but I'm talking on the dome. On the dome, dude. I did that once, dude, to see, because I didn't want to have to deal with my shit, dude. And Murray, I watched his shit. He would just scrape a bick across his head. I'm like, dude, all day, dude. Check him out. See,
Savage Warrior.
Hey guys,
he was a savage warrior, dude. Oh, dude,
hey guys, I gotta catch a flight.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Chicago.
Mr.
Okay, so
Mr. fucking
them, right?
rock star, dude.
I know.
No worries, buddy. Well,
shout out my sponsor. Bars. They hooked it up.
So no, playing around like a Saturday night, like what, 9 or 10 o'clock?
Obviously, I'm just joking with you, dude. I love you, dude, and I'm glad you're fucking living it up, bro.
Catch them, dude. And if you're in Chicago, Illinois area,
flying out to fucking Chicago to fucking play music, dude.
Go get him, Tiger,
dude. Yeah,
he told me he's all. We're gonna crush this.
Shout out.
What's the band that you're playing right after?
Gorgasm.
Gorgasm.
It's like we're
gonna crush Gorgasm?
No, but I'm saying that.
No, we love Gorgasm. It's Murray's favorite band, and I love Gorgasm, but
me too.
The fucking shit out of Gorgasm.
Yeah,
dude, you're the professor, bro. We're not talking.
I will say,
professor. Go for it.
TVV sounds fucking sick right now.
Hell yeah,
Angel.
Yeah, I witnessed it.
I'm getting weird lag.
Vegas. No,
AJ
sorry.
Sound. Dude. I mean, fucking Freudian. Angel sounds fucking awesome on vocals right now.
Yeah, saw you guys in Vegas with him, and he ripped.
But yeah, I got to go catch a flight, and I got to pack up my cymbals and do the whole thing. But
love you, Professor.
When I get back from my tour, Beattie and I are gonna kick it, and we're gonna record the Dreamer LP. For sure.
There we go. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen.
And then he's gonna go, he's gonna go tour Europe after that with Zenith Passage. So you should ask him that as the last question.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Hey, what's gonna be like touring Europe, dude?
We'll see. I don't know. Hardly left the country. It'll be totally new.
So who are you going out there with?
Hell yeah.
It's is it oh my god, I'm totally blanking. Angel Maker, Aversion's Crown, and Shadow of Intent.
Wow, dude.
So
Shadow of Intent, really cool. Dude.
Yeah.
Bring in the crowds.
Be really sick. I've been following
out
like the other two bands since like high school. You know, like I was really into Aversion's Crown when they were coming out, and Angel Maker, so it's pretty tight. Get to do some shows with them.
Dude.
That's my boy.
Well, the Shadow of Intent, I've heard the name being thrown around. I haven't actually heard the band. What did they sound like?
They're like very, very symphonic. They were used to be like a deathcore band, I guess, but they're kind of more in the just like symphonic metal world now. They're pretty cool. They're sick.
Right on.
The death metal.
Check out the Melancholy album. That's their best one from a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really
It's
tight.
very, very sick. Their singer is the best new singer. Ben Dewar, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He's the best guy. He's super sick. Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
Got a little
No, I
quiet.
was just tripping on. I was tripping on Melancholy because I'm like, okay, one, that's a common thing. Two, I had a rap beat group that I had called Melancholy, and three, I really like melancholy music. What is it about liking melancholy music and sad music when you know you're a happy person? That's a good question, right? Like,
yeah.
I know I'm a happy person, but I enjoy melancholy music. Is it because I don't get sad enough? Come on, guys.
It's there in the clutch.
What, am I gonna just throw you guys into a fucking wall right now? Nobody's gonna answer that question with me. Like nobody wants to face it. This is it. Everybody on this shit with me. They don't want to. They don't want to face.
I just pressed unmute. I just was gonna say.
All right, let's hear it, Casey. What do you got?
Oh, I have to do it. I have to spill it.
Well, you just pressed unmute. You're trying to defend yourself on your unmute.
I know you're right.
Yeah. So I'm saying, what is it about melancholy music if you're a happy person? Come on, guys. Dig into yourself a little bit.
Because it's just it's awesome. It's entertaining. It's art, like makes you think about different things and like takes you out of your mundane life that you live all day long and you work, blah, blah, blah. Anything that takes you out of your fucking day-to-day, blah, 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 blah. That's it. Doesn't matter. So,
there it is, dude.
There, nailed it.
There it is. I had 4 chances and I got Casey to do it, dude.
Casey murdered with that. That's exactly what it is. It's like I don't want to bring it to sports, but like I will.
No, go for it. No.
Sports is kind of like
I'm not making.
It's a day-to-day life thing, just like
I was just thinking about
being
that
brought
today.
out of it. Same thing.
Today, I was like, just thinking about sports. Like, I scroll through all the bullshit, and I'm like, oh, dude, I do sit on like sports, like little clips or whatever. And I still love sports. I loved playing them when I grew up and shit. Come on, dude. What are you guys doing right now with the fucking pop-up? Come on. I don't even know. Did I say like that many times? All right, I'm done then. If I was going into something, and you guys totally took me out of it, dude.
Oh my god!
So, yeah,
that's
all right.
Casey.
Should we cap this now? I mean,
we even talk about Zenith, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, talk about Zenith.
No, they wanted to throw that. All right. Let's go.
What? You guys got? Is your
all right, you guys talk about Zenith. I'm gonna make my way out.
Yeah, Joseph, it's all good.
I'll see you guys.
Oh yeah, homie.
I'll see you guys next week.
Fuck yeah.
Love you, buddy.
Later, dudes. Love you, dude.
Joseph,
All right,
you're awesome.
cheers, boys.
Peace.
Oh,
Fuck
see
yeah.
you like next week.
Later, dudes.
Yep. Yeah. All right, dude. Now we're gonna get real.
No, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
let's fucking
Give us
let it
the
loose,
inside
man.
scoop. We want the inside scoop. That's
On
it.
what? On a dreamer?
My question is, give me the inside scoop. That's my question. No, you answer.
That's it. I just have to
accordingly.
find what that means.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Could be ice cream related. You don't even know.
The inside scoop.
No.
Yeah.
No, back on the Zenith. So okay, when you joined the band, how long or learning the stuff? How was it easy or difficult in the beginning?
It was pretty like I'd say it was like in my like skill set. Like no,
Come on, guys.
It was
Sorry,
that's
that's
a little
funny.
too much.
Whatever. Like every time you said like, I was doing it. Sorry.
I know, and then I said it more.
I say like way more than you guys. So fuck you.
It's bananas.
That's yeah. He's just yeah. That's bananas. That's
Um,
another thing.
All right,
no,
let's go.
it was pretty comfortable. Like it takes time to like get it into live shape. Like I spent most of the few months 3 or 4 months, like just getting it to live ready, but learning it and everything wasn't too bad. I mean, I had learned some of the songs prior to, just as a fan of the music. Like I actually had the algorithmic tab before. I had bought them like when they came out, and then when he was sending it to me, I was like, oh, I already have that one. Like,
damn,
you can only send me the other
ready.
song. Yeah, like I had already learned it. Like, and Joseph and I had talked about jamming on it too. It was like, I think Ricky was learning it too. We were like, oh, let's just like jam this song at practice one day. So I was pretty comfortable and familiar with this stuff. And like Zenith was one of the bands that really got me into tech death. Like when Solipsis came out, it like kind of lit that fire where I was kind of out of like a lot of death metal and like technical stuff. And then that came out and it kind of pushed me back in it. And, you know, I was familiar with that record from day one, you know, and listening to it like crazy and learned a bunch of stuff off of it over the years. So, it felt like fitting when I started learning it. It's just like, yeah, it's comfortable. You know,
definitely.
And it's fun, you know, it's like kind of a surreal experience to go through all that. And like, I would say the 3 biggest bands for me for Dreamer, like, I mean, aside from like the Beattie band, like the big ones, but the ones that kind of sparked it were like Fallujah, Rivers, and Zenith. So
damn,
when that
go on that tour,
when that was announced, I was just like, well, this is the best tour of the year, you know. And I was going like easy going. And then
how was that for you, just like jumping into those shoes though? Because you were like playing little shows and stuff like that here and there, and then all of a sudden you're just boom, you're with these bands that you're just referencing, and now you're like playing with them.
Yeah, it was I mean, it was only 3 months and it went by really fast. But I had enough time to like hang out with, you know, all the guys in Zenith. Like we all got close and comfortable and everything. So it felt good going in as a group. You know, it wasn't like I was just like fish out of water, like had like a little, you know, support system community. We were all tight and ready to do it. And we all felt kind of weird coming into like, you know, it was the first shows they had done as a band since like 2018, which I was actually at the last show that they played at the Glass House, which is really bizarre. Like pretty much just for Zenith.
Derek hitting me up, like Derek was like, fuck, I don't know what it's going to be like. It's been so long, you know, with me being on stage and being a vocalist. Like he was like giving me the all right, it might suck. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, no, I don't, dude, you're going to fucking crush it.
There's some monster, dude.
He told me he was going to be the worst vocalist on the tour.
Well, that's what all of us feel. I always feel that too. And I'm not saying that I'm Derek because Derek's better than me. And I may be doing the same thing that you're talking about right now. Like, well, everybody's always better than me.
Yeah,
everybody's always better than me.
Derek's that guy that like I talk about with guitar a bunch. Is like constantly trying to push themselves and being like, I suck, I'm terrible. You know, like that's what Derek is. Derek's like, I suck, I'm terrible. And then you watch him. Like,
I always think I suck, I'm terrible.
Yeah, yeah. He has this like, I need to push myself, and he's like, I'm terrible, I need to be better, and that's what makes him better.
That is the fuel. Yeah.
That's what makes
we don't hate ourselves enough to stop doing it.
Yeah,
you know, like we still want to keep trying to fight that part of ourselves that's telling us that we are terrible and everybody's better. You know?
Exactly. I mean, Chris, were you how nervous were you like on that first show, like getting like, you know, you thrown in the whole scene and stuff? Like I could tell that like you were like, fuck, we're doing it. You know, I was watching a Twitch of you jamming. You're like, and I kind of just felt in your head just like, shit, this is really fast, this is all happening, but you were nailing it. But still, like, I was putting my brain in your situation and being like, damn, like you're just starting off from like jamming off a little bit, jamming out a little bit.
Hashtag jamming off. But jamming off. Okay, guys, like, do it. Hashtag jamming off. Yeah. Like jamming Bob Marley.
But
off,
like,
dude,
to get thrown in that, you know, going on a Twitch stream all of a sudden, and you're like, let's jam with Zenith on a Twitch. It's like before the tour. It's just like fast forward really quick. It's like boom, boom, boom. Like play with your favorite bands. Go. You know what I mean? Thrown into that. So did you have like butterflies going in that first show, and how did you overcome it, or what went down?
Yeah. I mean, it was of course it was super, you know, nerve wracking and you know, anxiety filled, but it wasn't like I expected a lot more Like I thought I was just going to be like this, like neurotic, like, oh my God. Like, but I think we prepped so much for it that like I felt really comfortable with everyone, and I felt comfortable with the songs, and that just made it that much better where I could kind of just like zone in on it and just do my thing. And I think that's part of why I like have such an aggressive stage presence too. It's part of like, I'm not just standing there looking out. I'm kind of just like in my own world, you know? And
where was that first show again?
That would be San Diego.
That was the one I was at?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh,
damn.
I can't believe that, dude. You fucking murdered it, dude. It was so fun seeing you and hanging out. And you got, dude. It was
Casey called me and was like, literally,
so
I was
sick,
like,
dude.
oh my God, you got to see that tour. And he immediately jumped and was like, Zenith won that show for sure. He was like,
dude.
obviously he loves all the bands. I'm not saying, but like he was like, Zenith surprised him the most. He was like, you know, didn't expect that style of the muting stuff or whatever, you know, that Zenith is known for, this eruption style of you know, decapitated like thing, like it's like a newer style for us, you know, like it's I mean, Eon, there's bands that are doing it, but live that really gets communicated, you know, like that those pauses like
you
that,
guys
like
killed it, dude.
It just like gets your head moving with those pauses. And
I saw Surruption like a couple of weeks later and they killed it too, man.
They were so sick on that tour. Dude. Oh my God,
I love them, and I love that drummer too. I added him. So fucking badass, so tight. And Matt that played with you guys and stuff, like, dude, you guys just sounded so sick. It was so cool to sing with Brandon up there, and I mean, seeing you guys before you went on was just like awesome. Like I haven't seen all of you in like a long time, but you guys just played. It was just just sounded fucking great, and
just the whole hype of like Derek going like, yeah, we might suck. I don't know. He's like worried, you know? He doesn't know. You know, he has like that actual like, he's like worried about things. Gotta make sure it's all good. And I saw him and I was like, Jesus, you're commanding the stage just like back in the day when we were touring with Faceless and stuff. Like he just had that same thing where I had to move myself. I was like, had to just do headbang. You know, I was like, I was compelled to. It wasn't being like respectful. It was for me going like, I have to do this or else like I'm gonna go nuts. It was fucking sick, man. I was completely stoked on you guys.
No, I would like laugh whenever Derek would do a sound check or line check or anything, and it's just like, Derek, go, and he would just, you know, belt into it. It's just like, Jesus Christ, dude, like it's so gnarly. He just has such a commanding presence, you know, with his vocals.
I love Derek.
And stage stuff too. Is like the way he works on stage just works. Like, you know, he's got his like style to him, but like it works. It like hits at the right parts where it like makes it extra heavy, and he's got this like in between songs has an energy about him. Like, you know, he's just like quick to the point, says a thing, fuck yeah. As the crowd's like into it still, it's like he keeps the level up. Like there's no coming back down. Like we're still high the whole time, you know. He keeps you on that high really well. And I was like, fuck, Derek. That was way sick. What are you talking? What were you worried about, dude? Are you kidding me? You're like, I think top of the game.
We all went into it like, you know, kind of green, you know. Like I said, it was like first Zenith show in years, and then my first time doing those kind of shows, and then like really playing live in you know, a long time as well. And then Brandon and Derek. So it's like, I think that made it feel pretty good. It was like we were all kind of going into it as a new thing. It wasn't like I was jumping into this band that's been on tour for the last year or two, and you know, I have to like figure everything out.
You're on the same wavelength. You guys are all on the same page. Yeah.
And then all the other bands on that tour were super cool and helpful. You know, like I asked everyone questions, you know, frantically before and after, and trying to figure stuff out. And I even left some stuff at the first show, like my tuner and a cable. Like total rookie move, and the Rivers guys just had it. Like, hey, dude, is this yours?
Yep. That's awesome.
So it was just like, it was I can't think of a better introduction to that stuff, you know, like just that set of bands and all the people, and like everyone that I talked to was the coolest dude. And like, I just saw Brody. He was playing with Alluvial. He was just filling in for Invent Animate, and super sick. Like I've loved that band forever, and it was like, you know, cool to see a homie.
Well, I mean,
kind of starting that network,
Yeah, Rivers is one of those bands that kind of like went from like, you know, one of the opening acts on an independent kind of metal scene to like dropping, you know, Owls and like jumping like 4 rungs. So they
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's really cool to see like a band that's still very humble. I mean, they're from humble beginnings and they were humble right before the album, and all of a sudden they're headlining stuff, you know. And now it's cool to see them like still having that same mindset of being like, fuck yeah, dude, we're just all homies hanging out and it's nothing different just because I've jumped up a couple levels. Like we're all still the same. And I've loved like bands like that the ego and the fame for you know, doesn't change them. They're like, you see them 10 years, like Whitechapel, like I'll go in the backstage with them and they're just like the same dudes, same kids, just like, fuck yeah, what's up? They're super chill, but they're like playing for like a sold out ridiculous show, but they still have that humble beginning. They're not losing sight of that at all. You know what I mean? Which is really important.
They did not. They were the coolest dudes, you know, just hung out with them, you know, kind of each one on certain nights, you know, and like got to know them and everyone was cool. It's like no one on that tour was weird.
Yeah.
It's like, it was perfect. Like I can't imagine, you know, I'm sure it's not always like that, but that was like the perfect introduction to it. It was just every night was fun. And like we would play and then Derek and I would be like, oh dude, that sucked. And then we'd go and just like chill with everyone. It was just like a great experience, you know?
Yeah. God, you might pass away, dude. Just letting you know. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's all. We've talked about this before, but I remember we made a drinking game like over our bingo and the things we say all the time, and like came up, and Anthony was like, every time you say like do something. I'm like, do we say it so much, dude? I don't know if you understand when you listen back how much we say. It's like, dude, it's like a placeholder for more information. It's, you know, and it's funny because like you go to listen to people from Europe or Scandinavia talk, their like is they go like blah 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 blah. They like do like an and like to like hold like it's a like placeholder.
Yeah,
it's just a different one. You know, it's like,
I do all of them. I'm liking and eyeing. There's a lot of placeholders.
You know,
yeah.
You got like stuck into a loop. You're like you just go for like a minute and a half. Yeah,
like a dude.
Yeah, like a dude. But goddamn, man, Chris, I'm blown away. This is 3.5 hours. This is like literally. I just said Leica. Dude, this is so awesome to fucking hang out with you, man. Like you're like one of the sickest people. Like I've been. I can't even talk anymore.
What's up, Anthony?
I'm just saying, like every second. But dude, next thing, you know, you're it. So people will go back to this fucking YouTube thing and just be, oh, this is where he started, blah blah. Because it's like you're gonna be like, you know, like Dave Mustaine's like, you know, protege. I'm just kidding. But I mean, something you never know. Like you're ahead of the fucking game. And for me being an old boomer, kind of like Murray with the, you know, with this Meshuggah stuff, just booming and not wanting to like really give myself to something new and hearing like Dreamer, I'm just like, this is fucking the wave of the future. It's the new Prog. It's taking it to another level. It's gonna happen, and you're gonna have to buy like way better hair care products because your hair is amazing, but you have to keep it like almost like Justin McKinney stats because he's got some fucking locks, you know. But no, I think you have to get a Thor guitar with like a Thor's hammer, a guitar, and like Jesus, and you're tight.
You guys are stumping him.
I can't duck for much longer.
Hey Joel, who are we rating?
Dude.
All right.
Yeah, no, thanks. You know, obviously, thanks for everything you guys have done for like pushing Dreamer and everything. Like that's like the sickest thing. I can't stop, dude. That's been the coolest thing. It's been such a great motivator.
Fourth wall broken. I was muted at some point by somebody, so we're gonna talk about that.
I muted you for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, I sat back and watched you do what you did, bro.
I just muted
literally.
again.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not. See what happens right now. And holy shit, bro. We need to end this shit right now because
This is the first time. This is the first time Anthony's been like, "We gotta end this shit."
Yeah, that's
well, no, I'm
that's
just saying
definitely a
you
first.
want to mute me. I'm gonna sit back and see what happens, and that is what happened. You
I
know,
love you, dude. Whatever.
dude.
You could probably beat me up, but I don't care, dude.
No, it's not about that. It's just like, yo, you just took a power move like that, and then you did that. Okay, I'm just pointing it out. But I love
Your
you.
pupils
I
are
still
big.
love you.
I
It's
think
still your
they're actually-
birthday. It's still your birthday.
I know it's my
episode.
birthday week. Dude, I could do it. It's my birthday. I can do what I want.
That's
to.
why maybe that
I
was
can cry if I
part of
want
my
to.
present to you. I was just like, let it go. And then, whoa. All right. But it's all good, dude. I love this. This is perfect. Come on, guys. This is Cali Death Podcast. This is exactly what's supposed to happen at the end of a fucking almost 4-hour episode. Come on, guys. Like, for real. This is a party. It's Anthony sober alert, dude. I just put down my like 9th White Claw. Totally sober alert. But no, all right, Chris, dude. I really fucking love.
You sound like
we finally
your
got
voice. The echo. You sound like Powdered Toast Man.
Oh
Powdered Toast Man. All right, all you
All right.
motherfuckers,
Yeah,
you better know that reference. So don't tell them where it came from. They need to know.
Talk about it, dude.
But no, I love you guys. I love everything that's been going on tonight. So
7
literally,
gallons.
Beattie, if you don't feel like we got to current day and you want to talk about anything more, please do.
Oh, there
We're
he
here
is.
for you, dude.
Oh yeah,
Dustin's
there we
back
go.
in,
What's
dude.
up, dude?
Hell yeah, dude.
No, I feel like
Guys.
I don't know. We got through I think most
Because
of it.
you know, I literally don't want you to feel like you didn't get to something that you didn't want to talk about.
No, this has been cool. I mean, if you have any
It has just
burning
been a
questions-
wild ride. I mean, your
this has
tech
been-
shit sent
Okay,
it off the rails.
Out of all the
dude.
guitars behind you, which one would you choose to play?
Ooh, that's a one. It's
Wait,
gotta be
real
the
quick,
fucking
let's
Flying
address
V.
this
Of all
though.
the
I think
guitars,
that
which one would I choose? I like the 8.
Oh, that one is
Aries
pretty
8.
sexy.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Want to play?
that
some
one's
Justin's
guitar?
got sexy guitar.
Oh,
Hey,
Nicole,
Nicole.
Shout out.
Ooh.
Oh, she's got her wine. She didn't get to that until
Nice.
the end of our episode with her.
good.
We were
Cheers,
we were like,
everybody.
oh shit, you ready to drink? And look at us now, guys.
Really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this,
Wasn't
dude.
kidding. With the white wine seltzer.
It's a party now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's way
Fuck
too
yeah.
rowdy on a Thursday. And at the end, you guys show up. Come on, why weren't you just here for the whole thing? Nah.
Like two
It's
parrots.
It's the Beattie
on the
episode,
shoulders.
dude. How many times have I said that this episode? It's the Beatle episode or the Beattie episode.
A few times. Trying to get
All right,
definitely
so-
a few times.
Who should I rate? I'm Joel 7 gallons. So in the chat, type 7 gallons when you see him.
Is he going right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's who's
7
getting it,
gallons.
dude.
And don't tell him why. He doesn't know
Oh,
why.
is he-
You don't know
Oh,
why.
he's live right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love you
rate
guys.
him
7
and
gallons.
7 gallons. Everybody in the chat, we're rating him and just put 7 gallons, dude.
Oh yeah. Just drop it. You get another one.
I think I rated. I don't know.
That's always every time.
Oh, he's gone. No, hold on.
Oh, he's out now.
I've been using a lot today, actually.
Oh, no, I got it. I didn't. No, I didn't.
What's going on?
I don't even know.
Nicole knows. I
Joel-
fucking suck at
Nicole-
rating.
Oh, he's
Joel's
rating.
the worst, dude. No,
Nicole's
he's
like,
the best.
Nicole's
He's
like,
the best.
is he rating?
What happened?
She's like, is he rating? Like, is he actually rating?
Yeah, guys,
Actually,
put him through a fucking like crash course. Like, what is he missing?
Oh, they
What
said
I
7
clicked it.
choices. I don't know.
No, I
oh,
did.
Troy's playing right now.
Oh, Troy's on there?
Make a mic.
I've
Troy's
rated someone,
on-
Murray. God damn.
Troy's on and
And
Murray's
Troy
like
doing the
Mega
charity
Mike.
tomorrow.
Oh, Mega Mike. Oh,
Is that one you guys
Jesus.
are doing tomorrow?
Oops.
What are you doing tomorrow? Promote something.
Sorry, my bad.
We're doing a charity relay raid for reproductive rights tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
forgot
seen the
about that.
flyer.
Troy's
Maybe
doing it.
should.
Mega Mike's doing it.
Awesome.
I'm doing it. Justin. Josh Travis.
Hell yeah.
I know, dude.
Something we should have been
Maybe someday.
promoting because I'm down with that.
Got dandruff. Well, next time it'll be over by then, but it'll be fine. All right.
That's funny.
I fucking love you, Chris. Like, finally got you on. You fucking did the intro of the song. Every time you fucking see the intro or listen to it, you see this guy's fucking face because this guy fucking shreds everything, and I'm saying like a bunch, and then
Did they rate yet?
No.
Did I not rate?
Of course not.
I've typed it twice. Oh, 22 viewers.
God,
Okay,
dude,
I'll do Mega
we're-
Mike then.
well,
Should I
this
Troy
is
or
our-
Mega Mike? Oh,
you know, it's funny. It's like our 90th episode, and this is just so awesome that we still just don't know what the fuck we're doing, dude.
that's what's funny. We're just boomers on a thing.
God, they're so bad.
It helps
No,
you guys. Really
no, but we're so
snub
good, but we're so bad at the same time. Like, we don't really give a shit. We're just like, we want to hang out, and we're making it. It still works. It's still happening. You know, like we still have the episodes. Raid Troy. Troy's going. Yeah.
I did.
Troy.
I rated for the third time, so there's 7 new people that jumped in. So I sent them somewhere else. I've been sending people everywhere. Anyways,
Joel's like rating like random like video game kids. Like,
I'm just rating our own channel.
like some guy named Troy. Like, you know, yeah. He's like,
Rating our own channel. That's
Just keep
what's
rating
happening,
ourselves.
dude.
Just keep rating It's like we'll blow up, dude, if we just keep rating ourselves. We're gonna be huge. But anyways, love you guys. Justin.
I love you guys.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Fucking
dude.
Chris and Justin, this is awesome.
I know, with all the trials and tribulations, man, this was still just the. Oh yeah, dude, give the Joel just slightly above the other two.
Wow.
Justin's the drunk guy in the pit who's just so hammered he can't even make a fucking horn. He's just like that.
Yeah,
He's like,
You know,
All
those guys hammered. They're
We're
all
gonna pay, let's post pod for a minute. Come on, guys.
yeah.
We're way too. We need to do that. All right, I love you guys. Like and subscribe, all that bullshit. Come on, I don't want to feel like a peddler, but what's the other shit that? The tour again. Throw that flyer up one more time.
Jesus,
oh,
I had the end of the thing.
Battle Force Coffee too.
I
Sorry,
was ready to end the
Battle
podcast.
Force
Now to
Coffee.
go back now. Okay, cool. There we go.
There it is. All right, yeah, get there if you're near there. All right, all right, I love you guys. We'll see you next week.